gonna have any fights this week? Oh man, we gotta have some fights.
Aha! It must be me. It must be me. Shouts out to Raider Sav, man. Oh, yeah. I got something for America. We're going in with my guy, man. Newest addition to the family. I call him Zato. And we got to teach Zato the Raider oath. So everybody put your puppy over your heart. And we've been battered and bruised. And we've moved and come back. But our colors don't change. We're silver and black. This commitment to excellence starts up every year, and no powers on earth will drown out this cheer. So I pledge allegiance to the flag of our mighty silver and black, and unto these colors for which we stand, Raider Nation under a groove with free speech and liberty. Remember the tools. He who has ears, let him hear. I hereby declare I am a Raiders fan. And for the people in the back, holla if you hear me. I am a Raiders fan. Great job, Zato.
Great job. Welcome. And, thank you. Just let everyone know, Oakland Raider Savage had a family thing he had to take care of. So he wasn't able to make it today. So we asked Raider Man here to be able to step in yet again. So we can have the show. This is an important week. Yep, I remember that's the old school right there.
Gotta keep it to the old, man. Original.
So, wanted to thank you for coming on. Just to knock some shit out the way real quick. Let's go ahead and let me find it real quick. We're going to get our favorite part of the show over with, which is the shameless plugs. So everyone go to the YouTube channel, The Cage Match Show. Go ahead and like, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, hit that bell so you know when we come on. If you don't do YouTube, then you can go ahead and go to Oakland Raider Savage, his page, my page, Asylum. Other than that, get that off. We also got W. Go to WGG. Oh, I'm sorry, that was I always
That's nice.
Go to WGG. And when it comes time to do your order, in the promo code, put Cage Match, one word, and you get 10% off of your entire order. So now that we got that out the way, how you doing there, Raider Man?
Oh man, luckily be a part of the shameless plug, man. I'll go ahead and throw mine out. Honored to say, over the last couple of weeks, the RaiderMan19.com site has been getting a lot of new followers. I'm getting a lot of new activity. I got to get back on my project. Kind of got derailed in some life-on-life terms, but I'm still working to put the project together. So I really appreciate people patronizing that site and going there and tap in. Make sure you guys go into the little drop down at the top of the right-hand corner. There is a spot where you can go in and get your Raider Oath merch. And I'm working to expand it. So, it's never been a cash grab for me. All this is brand new. But, teamwork make the dream work, and I do need that help. So please patronize. Please support the cause. Please get your Raider Oath merch at RaiderMan19.com.
And we're going to start this early. I know it's just this is officially the first day of the league year. So this is now the 2024 season. So we're going to start this year off right, and we're going to fucking pound, get this out to the Raiders and everything. We want the Raider Oath in front of the torch. We want to get Raider Man to Las Vegas and get him in front of that torch and get the whole stadium amped up with that Raider Oath live at the game.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. You already know it got my blood pumping over here. That made my hands sweat. I wasn't even expecting that.
We're starting now. Beginning of the year, every episode and every time we get a chance, we're gonna try to push for it. Hopefully, we can make it to the Raider brass. We can make it to Mark Davis. We can make it to somebody to get you over there.
Coach
And
AP, he the one that believe in giving opportunities. He the one that believe in chances. And I like Coach AP. I come from a long line of guys that don't come up with a family. You know, kind of those loners or whatnot. I'm probably your most famous loner because it seems like everybody know you from the neighborhood, but don't nobody really know me. And those that don't really know me don't understand just how much Raider Nation and the original Black Hole honestly mean to me, and my position that I hold as the original bullhorn of the Black Hole. I hold that tried and true. And especially since there can't nobody else do it like me, it's time to get their ass off their shoulders and get this project together.
And you just got yourself a new subscriber right there. John Leon just subscribed to your page right there.
Right on, John Leon. God bless, brother. Appreciate you.
And then Anna was doing right. I didn't get to it. I got a lot of things to do. I'm doing it all by myself, guys.
I'm a Raider fan. I see you, Anna. Shouts out, Queen.
So you know, I'm getting there. So today is the official day that they can start signing everybody. And I know the Raiders like to wait till everything's done, the physicals. You know, Jimmy G kind of screwed that one up, announcing it ahead of time, you know, before the physical. So, you know, they're going to make sure everything's going. But we have, you know, a lot of moves have been made in the NFL, just back and forth trades, this, that, the other. We made
the pinnacle one, though. We made move numero uno. And I'm not just glossing because I'm the one that brought it up on that show a couple weeks ago. But I'm saying, man, I honestly believe that with the acquisition of a fucking Christian Wilkins, we about to turn up. It's about to get stupid.
I'm thinking, you know, we made that big splash. I think we're waiting for the pool to fill back up before we make another splash, because that splash just kind of just drank that pool.
Well, I think it's money being well spent. I've actually been in a couple of different text groups, and I've heard some people have a little bit of angst about, well, we went all in on the first day, and then we did absolutely nothing the second day. And I kind of believe in what you just said. You know, sometimes you got to let the pitcher refill. You got to kind of let things level out and see, you know, like we used to call it, reassess the situation. You got to assess the situation. We just made a move. Let's sit back and see what's going on.
We had to free up some money. We had to wait till today before we could make the cuts. You know, we cut Jimmy G, we cut Brian Hoyer, Tillery,
and shit off the board, but moving really fast, which I feel like that precipitated the move for Gardner Minshew. And
I like Gardner Minshew.
It's better than fucking Brian Hoyer or Bobby Hoyer, whoever the hell, whatever Hoyer.
His name's Brian Hoyer, but Savage seems to like to call him Bobby Hill Hoyer for some damn reason.
Yeah, you know, that dude. I mean, to me, having Minshew is better than having Garoppolo. And I don't even want to take shots at Garoppolo, but Minshew ain't injured. Minshew is a bullheaded real quarterback. And if you get that dude a little bit of protection and a little bit of confidence, you back him up a little bit, he can be dangerous to 4 or 5 games out of every season. He's known to do it, and now you get a chance to do it for us.
Well, I think right now, well, here, since we're talking about Minshew, we'll just go ahead and show his highlights right here. And go ahead, you know, since we're starting it this way, that's fine. Gardner Minshew is basically a mobile version of Aiden O'Connell. You got the same quarterback, except Minshew knows how to move around, mobile. And what we went through this definition, and I'm going to do it again, just go. What we mean by mobile quarterback is a quarterback that moves around in the pocket, runs when he needs to. His first thought is not to run. That's a running quarterback. The Lamar Jacksons, Patrick Mahomes when he first started, Josh Allen, shit like that. Those are running quarterbacks. And that's not what we mean by a mobile quarterback. Here, what you're seeing is, you know, he's moving around. He's doing what, well, that, of course, he doesn't do it there when I say it, but, you know, I know there's here. You're going to see it right here. He runs. It was a design run, but he saw it. It was there. You know, that's a mobile quarterback. He took what was given him. And what I like about this signing, when it comes down to it, is the playbook. You know, it's going to be a true battle between Gardner Minshew and Aiden O'Connell. And as of right now, I don't know who. I believe O'Connell could win, but I believe just as much Gardner Minshew could win. Either one could be the starting quarterback.
I'm in a boat of I like Minshew in that, and I think I understand where you're going with. Is just he's like Aiden O'Connell, but I think it's different. I think he's a lot more like a more sensible Russell Wilson. And when we first picked him up, the very first thought that came to my mind is, okay, how does Aiden O'Connell compete with this? Is Minshew being brought in here to sub, supplant Aiden O'Connell? Because this is like real competition now. So, it's not to say that Aiden O'Connell can't move pockets. He can't be that mobile quarterback. We don't need a Russian quarterback. We need a mobile quarterback. Somebody know how to manipulate the pocket. Somebody know how to take exactly what's given, especially if it's 5, 6, 7 yards right out in front of you. You got to take that kind of stuff. That's the kind of shit that breaks the defensive back. But with Minshew, when I watch Minshew highlights, I literally kind of have to double take and ask myself, is this Russell Wilson? He's basically Russell Wilson without all the deep balls. That's how I see Gardner Minshew.
Russell Wilson is on that verge, though, of being a running quarterback. Russell Wilson in the early years wanted to run first. Now, granted, I'll say an older Russell Wilson where he can't, where he's not running as much, but Russell Wilson's first instinct is still to run. I look at it as, and where I was trying to go with it anyway, or where I was starting to go with it, is when I say like Aiden O'Connell, okay, he's a more mobile Aiden O'Connell. His first instinct is not to run, but he has the capabilities of running. He knows how to extend plays, all great aspects that you need out of a quarterback. But, he like Aiden O'Connell, he can stand in the pocket and throw the ball. He could do what needs to be done. The difference is in where I think Aiden O'Connell has the advantage over Minshew. O'Connell has a better arm to throw a deeper ball and is more accurate than Gardner Minshew. But Minshew has that, as we say, that mobility that...
And taller. Because taller
but,
in this instance is a lot, you know what I mean?
And Minshew, and both of them have the one thing in common. Both of them want a chance to fight for this job.
Yeah.
All Aiden O'Connell's ever done since high school, college, he went to college and was the 9th quarterback on their roster. And he had to fight for everything he had to become, the starter. Then he got hurt. Then he had to do it all over again. Gardner Minshew, he came in with Jacksonville, got that starting job, kind of had a little bit of success, and then hit that roadblock because of the coaching situations, and kind of played this backup role. Now, last year, he got just like Aiden O'Connell. He got thrown.
Minshew had a lot of college adversity also, though. Minshew had a lot of... Gardner went through hell in college in that, fighting for the opportunity. Same thing with Aiden coming from the bottom of the order. And with his, I saw a couple of different interviews that he done, so I don't want to speak like I just know. I don't know Gardner Minshew, but I have researched a little bit about him prior to him being hired on with the Raiders. And what I've noted about, one story in particular that I'm thinking about was an issue that they were having where he was always up against like that injury or versus red shirt type of thing. It was always a timing thing. So whenever he had an opportunity at the starting position, there was already 2 people ahead of him, and he had no way to really crack that damn thing. Somebody had to get hurt, and so he was up against where the quarterback situation did end up getting injured and they needed him to step in. Now he's basically mortgaging his opportunity. He's basically mortgaging his red shirt opportunity. If I go out there and play, I disassociate myself from this status. So I got to kind of play with this thing here and massage it. And he told a story about how, in ignorance, he took a hammer to his hand to precipitate the injury tag, to try to reclaim his status. And basically all I'm saying is that he's also one of those guys that'll do any fucking thing for an opportunity. And he's a fighter. And, and I like guys like that, the proverbial so-called underdogs, never given anything. But in our case with the Raiders, considering that they're not so similar in quarterback style, it makes me curious exactly where are we going with that acquisition. Because
I think it shows us what kind of offense we're going to have with Luke Getsy. Okay, which is not a Justin Field type offense. Justin Field's another one who likes to run first, going. We have the capability with it with Minshew. We just saw it in the highlights. Minshew can take off and go, and you could do specific run plays with the quarterback. Like even an RPO with Minshew, which you don't have necessarily with Aiden O'Connell.
Well, quick question. You flashed by Justin Fields. I want you to circle back to the Justin Fields thing because you mentioned about like wanting to run first, and I know he had a stint there under Getsy. That's who he was with. But I've been like kind of trying to get people's opinions away from the narratives to get a clear assessment of what people think about Justin Fields. Because I think a lot of stuff in the media is really media driven about Justin Fields. I don't think people even really honestly watch that dude.
I think it is. I think I think there's some handicaps or handcuffs, and not handicaps. There we go. Handcuffs with Getsy and Fields when it came to the head coach of the Bears. I don't think Getsy was necessarily able to do some of the stuff that he wanted to. He had to build an offense around Fields, which is what a good offensive coordinator could do.
Right, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, but he was still handcuffed because he had to answer to the head coach. Unlike with AP, who's going to say Getsy, do what you need to do, just like he did with God damn it, the defensive coordinator. I keep wanting to call him the wrong name, Graham. Yeah, I keep wanting to call him something else, but I'm not going to fucking do it on the show.
You lost me for a second. I had to do my Hansel and Gretel. I had to start finding breadcrumbs.
I gotta do that for Savage most of the time. So anyways, I think Fields is not the right fit for necessarily a Getsy kind of offense. Getsy wants a quarterback that is more of a pocket quarterback. He did well, but your quarterback should never be your lead rusher. I say the same thing in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson. He shouldn't be your lead rusher. If he's the runner, take advantage of that shit, but he should not be the lead rusher. He should not have over 2,000 yards rushing in a season. Or not in the season. Actually, it was over 2 seasons. But he should be the lead rusher. Your quarterback needs to be able to do what he needs to do, read defenses, audible, to something else, and make the plays happen. And when he needs to, use his wheels to do what he needs to do.
But how much of that do you think is the responsibility or should be the accountability of the offensive coordinator and that head coach, and not because I was literally just in a text group I mentioned this in a conversation just about a half an hour or so ago. I was watching a clip. It was Damian Woody. He was a defensive lineman, used to play for the Patriots and shit like that. But he was on his show, and I can't remember what the hell the name of the show is, but he was speaking on this point about the Justin Fields criticisms. And I agree with a lot of what he was saying in that it doesn't seem like the general narrative that's being created around Justin Fields and quarterbacks like Lamar Jackson, I don't want to go so much in the Dak Prescott, but even with a lot of the same shades with him. And it seems like the narrative is based in what these guys can't do. They're not these pocket passers and they run first and that kind of thing. But I honestly believe, and especially I'm looking at the location that these guys are playing in, and this is where I exclude Dak because he's out there in Dallas in that big ass dome. But Chicago, Baltimore, inclement weather places on teams that's primarily built to run the ball, didn't really have wide receiver talent to really even throw to. And I'm peeling back now to specifically Justin Fields in that if we look at Getsy's system, Getsy is proclaimed to have like a West Coast system that stretches the field. A vertical, a hybrid vertical West Coast system, which is it's an anomaly because that's an oxymoron. You either West Coast or you vertical. Which one the fuck are you? But this is the way they've terminated now. That's what I'm saying. See, so they feed all these narratives out there, and so they covering the gambit on both sides, and then they criticize these kids for basically have to come in here and take up the slack because they're not winning, and so they get all this crap thrown at them. Because I would love to have Justin Fields right now. There's a lot of narratives. Oh man, I can't believe then Getsy would never work with that guy. Who knows? Maybe it was just a fucked up ass situation because they was in Chicago. Maybe Getsy's
Oh, no,
system don't really work in Chicago.
well, excuse me, not that it doesn't work in Chicago, but that's where I'm saying the head coach came in and might have. I don't want to use the word sabotage, but
Sabotage is a good word. We just had it done to us.
yeah, we did. But, it could be one of those things where it's
lose.
well, I mean, just like we'll go back not that far for us with John Madden.
Right.
John Madden was a play caller. John Madden needed to give up the play calling to his offensive coordinator. Let him do that. That was my bitch about Gruden. Was stop trying to control absolutely everything. And when things are trying to go, and I think maybe that could have been what's going on in Chicago. It could have been Getsy. We'll find out because we got Getsy, or it could have been Fields, or it could have been a combination of the three, not just being able to work together. I think Fields is going to succeed with the right coach. He needs the right system. What his system is, I haven't been able to figure that out yet. Because if you go back to when Fields was hurt and we played Chicago, and they played that rookie Badgett,
Tyson Bagent.
Yeah, I'm probably butchering it. I'm sorry. I hate
it's Tyson Bagent.
Bagent, okay. So you put him in, which is more of a O'Connell, a Minshew, not a run-first quarterback.
And we were completely unprepared.
But the thing was, he looked good. He looked good in that system.
Yeah.
That system fit Bagent more than it does Fields. I think a Fields and Getsy might not be the right combo together.
That's actually a good analogy, though. That's the first real analogy that I've had offered to me as a response. Because most people just go off, oh no, that guy sucks. Look at his completion percentage and all that kind of shit, and that's not necessarily indicative. What you just said is though, and that could be a myriad of things. We don't really know what's going on behind the scenes with those guys. However, that's one where it came down to bare brass tacks in a situation where we should have had the clear advantage, and that dude looked like a fucking soon-to-be Hall of Famer against our asses that day.
Yeah, no, he looked like a superstar, like he been in the damn league for 3-4 years.
That's right, Draymond. Draymond's burner, Justin Fields to the Raiders would be nice. I fucks with you, man.
And that's one of those ones, and you and me have disagreed. A few times you've been on this show, we've had our disagreements on certain things and go like that, but that's what's great. We could disagree, still get along, and do this.
That's content creation, baby.
I'm not a big Fields fan. I just don't think, like I said, I just don't think he fits in a Luke Getsy kind of system. But now you get him in a Harbaugh system. We'll go. Let's go with Harbaugh and a Fields in that system because he's working with Lamar Jackson, right?
I just feel like I don't believe Justin Fields got a fair shake in Chicago. I'm just flat out say it that way.
Who, Getsy?
No, it's Justin Fields. I think he kind of got screwed over in Chicago. And I believe that the disconnect of what's being portrayed on the field in the total, the statistics, I don't think that really flushes out who they are, even as a team, as a tandem, with Getsy and Fields together because of the third portion and being Eberflus. Eberflus was in there fighting for his job from the day that he got the damn job. He never really had any control over that team, the locker room, any real decisions. And when situations like that are happening, you don't know who really pushing the buttons. It could have been the damn owner calling from the damn box. I want this play. I want this,
And it could be.
Who knows?
We dealt with an owner like that. We dealt with an owner like that who can make that phone call and say, this is what I want. And if you didn't
But if you know what you're doing, that's a different thing. You know what I'm saying? They owner ain't Al Davis.
No. There's only one Al Davis. And none of these other owners are Al Davis, even though Jerry Jones thinks he is.
Well, he thought he was more when Al Davis was alive, God rest his soul. But, that was Jerry wanting to be. And I don't want to talk shit on Jerry Jones, but all the way back to the college days, you know what I'm saying? It was Jimmy Johnson that was the bulldog. Jerry was on the team. You can't get discounted, but just because you got more money than everybody don't mean you know more. And that's always kind of been their sickness. When he got around King Al, when King Al's, they hanging out in Oxnard and practicing together and all that kind of shit, Al validated Jimmy. They were really friends, because
Yeah.
you got all this power when Jimmy had all the fucking money and the power and the influence, but Al knew everything and Al had all the connections. So, it was like they kind of, in a lot of ways, wanted to beat each other. You know what I'm saying? Al was just like, shit, if I had all this knowledge and the money, I'd be the shit. And if Jimmy was like, if Jerry was like, if I just knew any motherfucking thing, I own the world.
I'm gonna go back. You did ask the question. And I was going in there, about running and everything else like that. And Draymond's make sure to get his name right. Has been kind of talking about it. That's what a running back is for, though. You want to make defenses honest. Your running back is the one who's supposed to be able to pound the ball, keep that defense honest. The run game opens up the pass game. The pass game opens up the run game. But when it comes down to it, and Anna asked, who was the last, running quarterback, in the Super Bowl? And, here is an answer, but I'll even go further into that. When Mahomes was a running quarterback, he wasn't even winning playoff games. When he started to become a mobile quarterback and a pocket passer is when he got dangerous, winning playoff games, and now won 3 Super Bowls. When he was running first, Mahomes was not Mahomes. He was not, in the discussion that everyone's talking about now. When, especially what was it, that knee dislocation he had? Mm-hmm. And Andy Reid said, no more. This is what I expect out of you. You could do all your fancy shit behind the line. And if there's nobody open, go ahead and take your yards. Patrick Mahomes became dangerous when he became a mobile quarterback and went away from being his natural instinct of a running quarterback. Now, that shows talent to be able to go against your initial instinct, as those kind of quarterbacks, and still be able to do what he did. I mean, I got to give him his credit. I'm out here again. I listen to this shit all the fucking time. I'm tired of hearing about Mahomes, but I'll give him his credit. He's won 3 fucking Super Bowls, and he did it when he started playing smart football.
Well, he can't be discounted in any way, shape, or form. And even with respect to with how he came into the league, hair on fire, and the way that he played. Yeah, getting that knee crunched on slowed his ass down. But so did a lot of those. People been smart about punishing that dude when they get him on the ground, rolling over his ankles and all that kind of shit. And people talk shit about him about how he walked. But if you notice from when he first got in the league to how he is now, that walk has changed significantly. And that's because he's steadily getting touched, not just by us. He's taking his lumps. So he deserves his credit. He deserves all the credit where credit is due because the dude is walking through that. But that's also the caveat to the whole point of what we get into this argument and semantics about our team because people think you can just go into the draft and just find a fucking Patrick Mahomes. You know what I mean? And you got to also take it to the accountability that the Chiefs have been a staple of consistency for over a decade in how they run their operations. And so it's like, so they're not running that merry-go-round, revolving door bullshit that we've been doing. So, you know what I mean? Everything is going to look different. But I don't think it should be broken down to like the singling out of these players. Like I saw one of our people, Devon Johnson, God bless. They had mentioned about, no on fields and they didn't put the why. However, it's a strong question as to what that why is because Justin Fields has only been in the league 4 years. The kids are coming into 3 years.
This will be his 4th year, and whatever team gets him will have his 5th year off.
Right.
And I agree.
Now
he hasn't gone. And does he deserve a chance? Yes, he does.
Of course, he deserves a chance. And as bad, if people want to use that term, as bad as he's played, none of that stuff could really be attributed to his specific alacrity. He's overcome a lot of the issues. Like when you were mentioning about no quarterback should be the team leading rusher. Well, think about it this way. The Chicago Bears offensive line is known and what they call it crap. They send the line is crap. The running backs were crap. They didn't have any wide receivers. And so In
No,
my
they
mind's eye,
they were getting there in that when the receivers weren't. They didn't have like a receiving core like us. Now I'll say that we had a better receiving. I'll say that, yes.
so this is my point. So as an offensive coordinator, if you're going to attempt to, let's just say, just traverse the ball up and down the damn field, the whole objective is to get first downs and ultimately get touchdowns. But if you have to run an offense to where you have to make it 11 on 11 every single play, it dictates how you call in plays. So you may be calling a proverbial pass play, or at least it's schematically is designed when they get to the line of scrimmage. Okay, they're going long. They got three wides over here. They got this, all this, boop, 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 boop. And then when they run the ball, all the wide receivers come off in the blocking position. And all they were asked to do was just hold motherfucker in position and let this talented motherfucker run around them and play flag football. You know, that to me is what Justin Fields is being accused of being a bad quarterback for.
Well, no,
And
and I see what
I'm
you're
not
saying.
saying, no, I'm not saying from you. I'm just saying because that's where all of that rushing yardage is coming from.
And I'm gonna go like this. Except for very few quarterbacks, and we go down the history of quarterbacks. Very few quarterbacks. We had the same problem. What I'm about to talk about, we had the same problem with Derek Carr. You say Fields probably has the same problem that he felt he's had to do. You know, Mahomes even struggles with this. And that's when a quarterback feels like he's got to put the game on his back, put the team on his back, and do everything himself. He can't do it himself.
That's going to kill every quarterback. That should have killed Tom Brady.
Well, I mean, there's a few quarterbacks who could have done it, you know, in games, but they couldn't do it, you know, all season.
Right.
You know, and we're talking about, you know, the Montana. We're talking about the greats here.
Right. All of them. Start with Bart Starr. You can go all the way back to the beginning with that shit.
Oh, Otto Graham. You want to go back? You want to go back? You know, people forget one of the best quarterbacks to ever fucking play is Otto Graham. You want to talk about goats? Otto Graham needs to be in that conversation because he was playing during a time that they didn't throw a ball. You want to talk about no receivers, no blocking? This motherfucker was throwing the ball when there was no such thing as throwing the ball in football. He won, I believe, what it was, 9 championships with the Browns. There's no Super Bowls. This was, you know, else. But if they were considered Super Bowls, he'd have Tom Brady beat.
Even those statistics is like the Bible. You're not getting all of the books.
Yeah, you know,
Otto Graham is the Deacon Jones of NFL football. He take both sides of the ball. He ain't just sack champion. Otto Graham was there to do in every position.
You know, and like I said, in the Fields case, it could be the same thing. Maybe he feels he had to do that and did that, and his game the team suffered in this. His run game worked out well because, like I said, I think it was the 2 years under Graham, he had like 2,200 rushing yards.
Right.
You know, but again, you know, I gave him my point. I gave, you know, what it is. I don't want Fields myself. I think Fields is going to get to a team, get a chance, and possibly, you know, to be honest with you, the prime thing I want to see, and, you know, this might be a little fucked up, but I want to see the Bears trade him, pick up Caleb Williams, because I think Caleb Williams is a little overrated. You know, this kid's coming in, you know, kind of reminded me a little of, you know, diva, you know, and he hasn't even played a snap yet. And I want to see the Bears suffer for that choice. Justin Fields goes somewhere where he could be used right and succeed instead of, you know, the Bears, in my book, should keep Fields and trade away that number 1 spot so somebody else can go up and get whatever quarterback they want.
Okay, now what you just said, one, why wouldn't you want that other team to be us? The team that trades Fields away and he goes to that team and it works.
I said it here. Oh, you mean to go up to the number 1 spot?
No. Well, I don't think that we're going to get a chance to go to the number 1 spot. So that's kind of part and parcel of my position in all this is that I don't think any of the quarterbacks coming out right now are going to be as good as Fields. I honestly believe that. And that's including Caleb Williams. I don't think Caleb Williams loves football as much as Justin Fields does. But
no, and I could agree with that. But I think there's a couple of quarterbacks out there in the draft that can be better than Justin Fields. Maybe
name
not
one.
in year 1. JJ.
Which one? Now JJ has an opportunity. I like JJ, but I'm saying as far as like in that upper the draft the
Top
way that the
three?
draft is falling, those top three
Okay,
quarterbacks.
the top three, I'm not sold on any of the top three.
This is my
Even
point.
even Jalen Daniels, I know they're trying to say he's a more, everything going. I'm not sold on Jalen Daniels yet. I could
And,
agree there, in that aspect. I could agree with you there.
right. And so my thing about it is in going after your best possible talent, I'm not so quick to wash away Justin Fields.
But I
Because
don't think Justin Fields is a Luke Getsy kind of quarterback. It's all about, it's all about schemes. It comes down to schemes. You've seen, okay, great. We'll go with Raiders, right? We're Raiders. Like, we love our Raiders. I got the perfect Raider to just not justify, to help show what I'm trying to say. Plunkett.
okay.
Every other team he was on, he was considered a bust. He was a first round, number one overall pick, if I remember correctly. Patriots didn't do shit. 49ers didn't do shit.
They ruined him.
He came to the Raiders as a backup. He got his opportunity under Flores and everything else, who was a fit for Plunkett, and Plunkett goes and wins 2 Super Bowls.
But wait, let's not go too fast through that. Let's think about what really happened in that. He was drafted by the Patriots, who absolute fucking crap. He ends up with the damn 49ers, who tried to throw him out. Oh, you just some fucking Heisman Trophy, go out there and go save us. They were fucking crap. He got the shit beat out of him. When Al went and go get him, he was more of a reclamation project. You don't need to do shit but come over here and just heal. We're just gonna love on you, hug you, let you know you're a fucking person. Just breathe. We're gonna get you out to the bar with Tatum and them, go have you a few brews, get to be one of the guys. Just fucking breathe. He wasn't rushed in anything. He didn't have no criticism coming in. Hey, why did you suck with the 49ers and all that kind of shit? What I'm saying is the day, and let's take it for the fact that it's Plunkett. Because even though it's a new day and age, is what I'm saying. I think
No,
the politics in football is permeating the narratives. And I think it's superseding even the talents of some of these people we're talking about. Because, like even going back to your Jermaine point, Lamar Jackson could be brought into this conversation. But Lamar Jackson is also damn near the fucking league MVP. You know what I'm saying?
But then
So it's like, are they really trying to help him, or are they just throwing him in situations and saying, well, if you can't be fucking Superman, you can't be nobody, which ain't fair.
We'll talk about Lamar Jackson in this. I don't think Lamar Jackson will work in a Luke Getsy offense either. I think you put him in a Luke Getsy offense, and he's not the same Lamar Jackson MVP possibility. Right? What is it? MVP runner up, whatever you want to call it. In the talks for MVP. In the Luke Getsy offense.
But why not? Because Luke Getsy got a lot of RPO shit. I mean, and this is kind of go back to the point I was making about Damien Woody. Damien Woody is my point is, when you have a talent and you're going to acquire that talent, like, okay, we just brought in Gardner Minshew. Let's say for hypothetical purposes of this conversation, Gardner Minshew was the best viable quarterback candidate that we had to be able to plug in for the Raiders and go. Now, I'm kind of throwing up in my mouth as I'm saying this, but just run with me. We making a podcast. So this is the talent that you have. You know what his limitations are, but you want to play for his strengths. What are you doing as an offensive coordinator? So when we say the Getsy system, okay, where does Getsy turn into the offensive coordinator that says, okay, my system maybe not work for this individual, so I need to adapt my system to make sure that this talent works? Because I don't hear anybody speaking to that. And all these coaches are making all this money and everybody taking all the shots at the athletes. And the athletes are the one that's being ruined by these damn coaches. So my question is, like, we're putting the cart before the horse. What comes first, the chicken or the egg here? If the talent is supposed to come in and save this organization, then why in the hell are we even listening to this offensive coordinator? Offensive coordinator, this is the talent that you have. This is our team. This is how we want to run it. This is what we want to see. Can you do that? Okay, you have the job. That's just the way it's supposed to go. If that's not the way it's going now, I don't think these kids should keep getting blamed for the alacrity of offensive coordinators because everybody keep alluding to these systems. But I'm curious, what does that even really mean? Because it's not like we playing Madden. It's not like it's just 3 boxes and these are the plays and they just up there and that's how they run them.
Oh,
you
that'd be a lot
change.
simpler.
You know what I'm
That'd be a lot
saying?
simpler. That'd be a
You
lot
gotta
simpler.
adapt. And they got paid. They got these Bible thick, King James Bible thick playbooks and all that. So you meaning all that information, you can't figure out how to get a prime time athlete to play at his optimal level, even if he's a Heisman Trophy candidate. You can't. All of a sudden, that guy's got to be crap because the offensive coordinators and the head coaches no longer know how to make these guys go. I think there's a lot of questions in that. I don't think the athletes should bear the brunt of that responsibility.
The athlete needs to bear some of the brunt because it's his skills. You know, I mean, if he can't do it, then why is he even on the team?
Because he was drafted.
Okay,
He got put in that position. That's like having a baby and saying, well, how come you can't be like your sister? I didn't ask to be here. You drafted me. Make this shit work or get the fuck out my face. Okay, that's real talk.
We go with Max Crosby on this. Max Crosby wasn't the athlete he is now. He had to.
Well, nobody knows who these guys are. But Max.
But what I'm saying is, Max sobered up. Best move he ever made.
Yeah,
and
for
in
him.
his mind, he knew I have to put the work in. Now, if an athlete's not putting the work in, then that's on the athlete. You know, we talked about Jamarcus, and I know your thing on Jamarcus, and I don't disagree with that. Did the team help him out? Not necessarily.
No, but he still got to take responsibility for his fuck up.
Did Jamarcus take any responsibility and put any work in? No, and we know this because he was accidentally given a blank CD and said that he watched the damn thing.
Right.
You know, so that's on Jamarcus, not on the coaching staff.
Right. But even in that, because I always wonder, like, even with that scenario, okay, everybody's culpable here. So we're going way back in time. So this one's just for fun. This is just for bullshit, shits and giggles. But say, for instance, in that Jamarcus situation, if you were the coach, we in this room, we sent this dummy out here. Yeah, go ahead, go watch the play, you fuck. You know what I mean? You come back talking all, yeah. Play 7 was this. You dumb motherfucker, that CD is empty. But I never heard anything in the form of redemption. I never heard anything in the form of coaching this kid up. All I heard was a vilify and throw a motherfucker away. And ultimately,
there was things in there. They got him his own cook because they knew he had a weight issue. You know, and if he didn't have somebody to be on top of him,
they needed to put that dude in rehab. They knew he was going on that shit, and nobody dealt with that.
That could not be because he got drug tested. He's got to pass.
Well, I mean, lean ain't gonna really show up like that. Not that I know of. I never really fucked with it like that, but I never fucked with it at all. But my point about it is, these are multi-million-dollar athletes with guys that have the ability to bring in substances and shit. So who's even really regulating what they have? Because they have their list of banned substances, but I've never seen a year with cocaine, Toradol, none of that shit was ever on this list. So all the shit that's illegal in American society is, I guess, okay as long as you don't get caught with it.
Because you had Lawrence Taylor, who had a cocaine problem,
right,
and was with his coach and everything. He missed games. He had to go through rehab. He had to do all kinds of shit because he popped dirty for cocaine.
But then what they throw him away for? They threw him away for getting caught with the hookers. They didn't throw Lawrence Taylor away for cocaine.
That might have been the final straw, though. He had all those other things, the cocaine and everything else.
Now, the final straw was when he went off on Jim Nance, Miss Nance. When he called Jim Nance Miss Nance, that was the last straw.
But this will be the last thing on this, and then we're going to move on. I will go this far and say there is a possibility when it comes to, we're back on Justin Fields again. That Justin Fields,
I just saw a great comment in the chat. Devon Johnson, that's a great comment. A liar can't be the leader of men. Are they talking about Justin Fields?
No, I think he's talking about Marcus Russell.
Well, see, but we're living in the past now.
Yeah, that's past. That was just examples, guys.
Right.
Anyway, I'll go back up to Justin Fields and Luke Getsy here, and there is a chance that they have not been able to work together long enough to meld
There you go.
I'll say there's a possibility of that.
There you go. And I'm not trying to make excuses or trying to sell Justin Fields here. I'm just want to be out in front of not readily just accepting these narratives that's pushed in the media because it's too mass. Everybody's saying the exact same thing. So think about this. You pick up on your podcast, you've been researching the damn tea leaves all damn day. Everybody got the same quote. What you gonna come on your podcast and say? Oh, I guess Justin Fields is this. But nobody really knows. And nobody's even really looking into it.
Well, no,
I've yet to see
and that's one thing that me and Savage have made a point on this. We don't want a show that goes off of emotions. And that's what you're talking about. Just reading what people put and go emotions. We want to do
That's why I fucks with y'all.
You know, we want to do our research and come at you. And when we turn around and say something, just like you said, I was the first person to give you a legitimate reason why I didn't like fucking Fields.
See what I'm saying? Because that's a conversation point. There's nothing wrong with not agreeing with it, but there's a reason behind it. You know what I mean? It's not just because, oh, fuck that guy. I don't like his braids or some stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? What's the reason? There's a reason. And that's a legitimate reason. Now, it may not be completely vetted out. You may not have all the answers, but at least you have a legitimate and logical line of thought.
Well, no, and that's the main thing we want. We want to argue with someone, or not even argue. We want to give our point. We want to listen to the other point. You know, just like you and me are not agreeing on this thing. I don't want Justin Fields. You want Justin Fields. We both have valid points. And even our comments are showing it's still split.
It's still, because, it can go literally either way. But that's literally the truth of it. Nobody really knows all of the truth. And we can speculate all we want to. Me, in my position, I'll just say it. I tend to speak from a place of what I consider the athlete's misunderstanding, because I don't appreciate the nature of sport in that it's so really, it demoralizes human beings. It puts these human beings in these places that's supposed to be like mythical creatures and superheroes and whatnot. And it's just not realistic. You want your baby? So, all right, y'all. Wakanda gotta go. There's doggy mommy here to pick him up.
Wakanda forever.
Wakanda say, I am a raider. But
right.
The whole call Licky, honey. Go upstairs. The whole point that I'm making is these individuals, beyond being just athletes, most of these gentlemen have graduated college. They have college degrees. Some of them don't have the most esteemed degrees and all the rest of that kind of shit. But if you listen to the media, the multimedia tabloids on these individuals, they speak on them as if they're like children, as if they're not like really people, and that bothers me because just because they're athletes, these human beings are sacrificing themselves for our fucking entertainment. And we got the right to bitch about, oh, that wasn't a hard hit. This guy's hurt all the time. This dude can't do this shit. This dude don't do this. This dude don't know that. How many of us honestly could ever do any of the shit that them motherfuckers do? I mean, nobody know a damn thing. Everybody full of shit. And nobody honestly say that. But the way that these tabloids and all this shit is set up, the conversation is flowing the way everybody's the same fucking expert. Everybody's got the same fucking opinion. And I just like to put the fucking splint in there and remind people that these are human beings. They're not like, they may be the commodities of these teams because they become a slave for that organization under the contract rules and all the rest of that bullshit. But for the paying fan, it's going too far. And the narratives, I believe, create a discrepancy in the fan be able to honestly enjoy their team. People are spending so much time picking everything the fucking apart that they're not even really appreciating what the good shit is anymore. And I think that's sad.
I think what fans do in general is they put blinders on.
Yeah.
That tunnel vision, all they could see is this much, and they don't want to see absolutely, everything. I mean, we've been Raiders fans long enough that We supported 2 and 14 teams. I mean, we supported teams that couldn't get out their own fucking way, but at every game, we thought we were going to win that game at the start of the game. So we're going to get off quarterbacks now. We're going to get off quarterbacks now. And we're going to talk about your boy that we got, our big splash here. I'm going to play the highlight. You can talk over it. This is your boy. Here you go. Yeah, Dukin. Or fucking, whatever the Super
I got to get my dance moves together, baby. I'm ready to get down with Christian Wilkins, baby.
Yeah, so I'm going to play the highlights. Go ahead and start talking. This is your boy here. You commented about him.
Man, look at that. Look at the hands up the middle, though. And see, that's the biggest thing that we've been missing is middle pressure. We had a quick threat of it when we drafted Darrell Russell. God rest his soul. We didn't get a chance to even enjoy to see what King Al was putting together when he drafted Leon Bender. Remember, he drafted Leon Bender out of fucking school that God bless him, but he passed away. I think he passed away like 6 months after we drafted him.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking. I don't
remember Leon Bender. I remember it was like a silver and burgundy team or something like that. I can't remember the name of the team, but I always remember that guy. And God rest his soul, just in case any of his people happen to be watching or something like that, man. God bless you guys. People like that, in my mind's eye, never forgotten. We got a lot of tragedy in our organization, and I do my best to try to remember it all. But going back to the point, middle pressure is the key to football. The game is still played inside out, and everybody wants to.
The one in the trenches, plain and simple. That's what people forget.
And we got a number 7 that we took last year in Tyree, who we drafted with a fucked up foot. We haven't really seen what that kid can do. And what we do know is he spent a whole year getting groomed up by Coach AP and watching fucking Max Crosby. So now you got Christian Wilkins. You got fucking the prospect of Tyree Wilson, because he don't even have to be that fourth one.
At the end of the season, you started to see what you get in Tyree Wilson. He was thrown into the mix, just like Aiden O'Connell. He was thrown into the mix when he wasn't exposed to because of the situation with Chandler Jones. He was supposed
I think our coaching could have done better though early, and we have to literally attribute it to that. I hate saying this fucking term, so let's try to put this to bed. That Josh McDaniels regime, but that fucking espionage plight, it crippled our team in so many ways, man. It demoralized Hunter Renfrow. It demoralized Josh Jacobs. We don't even know what the fuck it did literally across the defense, but we know they damn near all but quit. And so I don't think we even really had a real feel.
I don't think it demoralized the defense, because what happened, AP takes over, tells Patrick Graham, you do you, and then all of a sudden we're a top 10 defense.
But my point is, we don't know what we had. Even a good guy like Tyree Wilson is still a human being. So maybe it was something in all that shit that just wouldn't allow that dude to engage. Maybe bigger than the
I said it all season. I could bring up clips from half our other shows. I said it all season. Wait till about week 8 or 9, and you're going to start seeing what Tyree Wilson could do. Okay? Now, he came on, started coming on when they moved him to the inside.
Yeah, they had him playing out of position.
Only. And, that was about week 9, 10, and then he starts fucking coming alive. Okay.
But see, the sad thing about it is, if anybody would, and well, this is me, man. Maybe I'm a little biased here because it's my little former coaching. Because I'm always talking about how none of us on the level of doing that shit. Well, I never been on the level of coaching with them. However, the first thing I'd have done with Tyree Wilson is sit his ass in the room with all Lyle Alzado clips. All you need to do is become the best fucking defensive line disruption that you've ever been in your life. Just do that.
And he
practice Tasmanian Devil, and you'll be doing exactly what we need you to do.
I'm going to tell you this much. If it wasn't for Tyree Wilson and Butler coming in a little bit, Blau Nichols coming in a little bit, those players. But if it wasn't for Wilson.
Shouts out to Savage. I see you, dog.
Do you think Coots would have had the breakout season that he had?
No, shit. McDaniels was killing that dude too. I think when McDaniels was there, I think Coots was ready to quit this team.
I'm not even gonna bring McDaniels in this shit.
Have to, because that dude was the reason. He had them playing out of position, and he was demoralizing their ass.
No, he did.
I mean, like a twofold. You know what I mean?
The point I'm trying to say though is when Tyree Wilson started to come, started to do his job.
Mm-hmm.
Max Crosby doing his job. It allowed Kuntz to come alive.
Yep.
Now you got Christian Wilkinson to this shit. Now you got Wilkinson, Kuntz, Tyree Wilson, and Max Crosby. You might be there's a chance you're talking about the best defensive line in the NFL right there.
Strong chance. And going and just to double down on your point that you were just trying to make, another fuck up that McDaniels was doing was the reason, in my assessment, the reason why Kuntz didn't take off when he was supposed to is because McDaniels kept trying to force fucking Tyree to play there. Once he got Tyree ass out the way and put him in the fucking middle, you allow Kuntz to take over that spot. I don't think Kuntz had an opportunity. And that's the point I'm trying to make. Them dudes, and I think they did the same shit to the offensive line. Nobody really talked about it, but I don't think our offensive line was as bad with personnel as we played. And think about it, going down the stretch, even they got stronger. They was almost impenetrable fucking line. That same offensive line last year threw at least 2 to 3 offensive shutouts where they gave no fucking sacks. When have you ever heard that shit from us? No sacks, no fucking penalties. But they keep poo-pooing these guys. Oh, this guy is bad. This guy sucks and all that this kind of shit. How come Andre James earned the fucking contract? You know what I'm saying? They got guys playing out of fucking position, man.
Part of the reason he earned his contract this year was the prices that the rest of the offensive line, in free agency started going for. There's a lot of offensive linemen that got paid.
Yeah, they all got paid, but he did earn his keep. You know what I mean? So even though that's a true statement, I'm not diminishing your statement at all. It was expensive as fuck out there. It just basically said that wasn't nobody else worth more than Andre James to us, which is the same argument that I was making the other week about Josh Jacobs. I know we hit it there, so I do the segue for us. But I thought that, you can't sell me that we couldn't have gave the same contract to Josh Jacobs. Simply because he's our fucking team leader, simply because he's the best blocking back that we got. There's a lot of different things to it, but what we don't have is the truth. There's a reason why he was ready to go.
When it comes to Josh Jacobs and you and me both, that's another player we don't see eye to eye on.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to miss his blocking. That guy could pick up a blitz, could block. That is a big thing that's going to be tough to replace. I'm going to say that. And just for you, since you brought him up, and we're going to talk about it and shit, we got some Josh Jacobs highlights for you.
Let's go, baby.
Which
trying to tell me my dude ain't no back out the backfield, man. He got some of the best hands in this fucking league.
So does Amir Abdullah, though.
Yeah, but he don't have that girth. And that's nothing against Amir, but Josh was our thunder, man. Josh was our thunder and our team captain. He was the heartbeat of that damn offense. Amir ain't that. And neither is Zeus.
I think Zeus can be. Zeus hasn't got his chance. And now we're in a situation we're going to find out if Zeus can be.
Yep. But that's a horrible situation when you got to. And I remember I used my analogy then. I use it now since I introduced the world to Wakanda. I got another puppy while my older dog is still able to teach him what to do. And that's on purpose. So I'd rather go through the uncomfortability of having to introduce these dogs, maybe get the old dog not to bite the new dog, and you got to watch him a little bit more closely. I got all the pain in the ass of doing the potty training and all the rest of that kind of shit. But it's my old dog that's going to teach the new dog when it's time to go outside. It's my old dog that teach the new dog when it's time to get on that door. It's the old dog that teach the new dog where they're supposed to be laying at in the bed if they get a chance to get in the bed. And without that, you're trying to reestablish all of that.
And I'm hoping that old dog right there that we watch the highlights of taught the new dog Zamir White what to do, because right now, Josh Jacobs disappeared all about in the country. So, dogs disappear all the damn time.
Yeah, sometimes the dog run away. You got them to leave for 2 week dogs and just hope their ass come back.
I got a couple of those. Yeah,
but I mean, it's still a business. I saw. I think it was Draymond Burner that put a comment. It's too many miles on Josh Jacobs for that kind of money. It's a fair statement to make because of the line of the business. Yes, that's just the way that it's tabloid.
What people forget about Josh Jacobs is when he was in college, he didn't have that many miles on him.
That's my point. Them legs, it ain't that many miles on that. He's not Darian Gordon. He not what's that kid that came in from that played for San Diego? Running back.
Eckler?
That motherfucker that Ryan Dane and Gordon and all the motherfucker that run 2,500, 5,000 yards in college and shit. You know what I'm saying? Josh was a fresh back. Josh was what, the third on the totem pole when he was at Alabama.
No, he was second. He was
Well,
second.
yeah,
But
they were thinking running backs. You know what I mean? They just had all these fucking talent. But that's the whole point. He wasn't getting burned out.
We did Melvin Gordon. That's who it was.
Melvin Gordon. What did I call him? Whatever. That motherfucker.
It wasn't Melvin Gordon. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, thanks, Draymond Burner. But that's my whole point. Them guys got the dog shit ran out of them in college. And they still had pretty productive NFL careers because that's what they do. They run the ball, and they were putting schemes that were designed for them to be able to run the ball effectively. I don't understand this new age where the offensive coordinators aren't held to the same accountability. Because a back like Josh Jacobs, contrary to popular belief, don't have that much mileage. He and the way that this shit panned out with us under the Josh McDaniels son of a bitch, he almost kind of got low level Marcus Allen. So it's like I'm really leery of what his career is going to look like going forward.
That Marcus Allen comment though, I can't go that far with that because Josh Jacobs wanted the money, which I'm not saying he didn't have the right to do what he did, and held out for the money and hurt himself this year with his holdout, trying to get more money in a bigger contract.
But that's the only leverage he got.
No.
So
it is, and like I said, I'm not taking away from it. He did what he had to do.
Because somebody breaking in my house and they gonna sue me because I shot the motherfucker, then I'm just guilty.
No. Shit like that happens though. Okay, there's a story about a guy fell through the skylight. This was in California. Guy was going to rob a house, fell through the skylight. A lady had a knife on her island. He hit the island, cut himself with the knife, sued her and won. And won. The motherfucker won because she didn't have the knife put away.
See, now I don't know if this is proving my point or not, but this is exactly where I'm going. The rules ain't skewed for the people to be right. The wrong motherfuckers is getting punished.
But we're going to come up with.
But I understand all the arguments though, because we can't dismiss the fact that time waits for no man. And the timing of the whole Josh situation was just completely fucked. And that's regardless of Josh McDaniels' influences and all the rest of the shit in the organization and all that. Time is still time. That responsibility still falls on the athlete. He made a decision.
Josh Jacobs had a quote, and I agree with this quote, because it's not always that way. When a player leaves, it's always the players being unloyal. Yep. At what point do we ask the franchise for that same loyalty?
Exactly. And too many people just trying to summarily throw that dude away for that shit, and I just won't do it.
Well, no, I don't take that as a shot to the Raiders, but I think that has to do with Tiki Barber's comments about Saquon Barkley signing with the Eagles and him saying you're dead to me.
But who's Tiki Barber?
No,
I mean, see what I'm saying? But that's okay, think about this. And that's kind of the epitome of it. But that's fucking bullying. Who the fuck are you, Tiki Barber? Everybody hated your ass in New York till Tom Coughlin talked your ass high and tight with the fucking ball. You wasn't but a fucking fumble machine. They're ready to run fucking Tiki Barber out of town on the fucking rail. But he had redemption in going in and correcting his shit. He had redemption in believing in himself and going back and reassessing his situation and coming out as the man that he is. And you got the nerve to speak up on another man in the same class. He'll run it back just like you. But you got the nerve to open your fucking mouth and speak on this man's shit when you're not in his situation. And you don't know all this circumstance. And Tiki Barber, to take it even further, and I'm going to just go there. Josh Jacobs got, 11, 12 mother. I got 12 kids to feed. Ain't nobody gonna tell me how I'm gonna get every fucking penny to get every one of these fucking mouths fed. They don't nobody know what all these baby mama situations is like. Don't nobody know what his real family situation is like. The man used to be sleeping in the fucking truck with his fucking daddy. You know what I'm saying? People got the right to choose to criticize after all the fire that man walked through. And me, I'm just choosing no judgment. I've heard people really wanting to get out on the social media platforms and attack him because he ain't put out a statement to the Raiders telling them thank you for his time here. But everybody else did it, and
Okay, yeah. I mean, we got one of those from Renfro. We'll talk about that in a little bit. I mean, I'm trying to give him. This is a business first and foremost.
Right.
Okay, and what Josh Jacobs did and what the Raiders did, both sides. I'm saying it on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Was a business decision. The
They
Raiders made
chose.
a business, made a business decision.
Yep.
We're only going to do this, and Jacobs made the business decision that that's not good enough for me. I got
Right.
this offer over here, and I'm going to take it.
Right.
Okay. Jacobs in my book is once a Raider, always a Raider. Just like I do with Derek Carr. I wish him nothing but the best. I hope he succeeds over there.
Just not against us.
Just when he's playing, when he's playing us in Green Bay, I hope he succeeds. I hope
He got
he
the
fucking
Charles
runs
Woodson
for
rules.
But if he's playing the Raiders, I hope he runs for negative yards.
Mm-hmm.
And then
we're gonna make sure of it.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. And then once that game is over, I go back to hoping he does good. I'm not that some people, and I know where you're going. Some people just hating just because. No, he made a business decision. Do I blame just like the holdout? Did it hurt him? Did it hurt our team? Yes. Was it a business decision? Yes. Do I blame him for it? No, I get it. The running back market, they got a short shelf life. You got to get your money when you can.
Yeah.
I don't blame him for that. I'm just all my critiques during the season was based off of the production I was getting for that season. And during all that, I think that holdout hurt him. Is there things he could have maybe done during the holdout to help himself out? Not that he didn't stay in shape. I mean, the man's in shape, but he was not football ready when it came time to play football.
Right. Mentally was, and I can't speak to it as a true, but my assessment of it, my theory is mentally he was checked out. And the timing, I think, got fucked up in what happened from McDaniel's coaching because, like, Josh Jacobs wasn't even really being utilized as a back 2 years ago until like the 6th game of the season. I think we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. And then he goes on to be the fucking league rushing champion. Mentally, for me, and I know I brought this up in that show, mentally for me as the running back, as the athlete, as the talent in the position to succeed, if you're going to coach me out of success and then try to crack the whip on me to beat me down the stretch, you're gonna pull my reins and lead us in the last place on the fucking race. And then once we hit the last turn, you beating the shit out of me and cattle prodding and carrying out. And not only do I do that, but I don't even get my fucking 5th-year option picked up. You embarrass me, you play me in the fucking Hall of Fame game. Like you're doing your best to demoralize me. And I believe that some of that shit happened. I believe as a human being, that wasn't a situation where Josh Jacobs could be the bigger person. And I think that shit just hurt.
I think that's what we were talking about earlier, the sabotage.
Mm-hmm. That's the sabotage of the shit. But look who's wearing it. Josh Jacobs is wearing that milkshake. Josh McDaniels' ass is off to go do whatever the fuck he doing. He gonna take his time, play some golf, and lay low, and then end up with another great fucking situation. He the damn Kirk Cousins of the fucking coaching. I can't even call him Kirk Cousins because at least Kirk could spin the ball. But I mean, it just the sabotage shit on that kind of level and not had no accountability for it. That's fucked up. And then the athlete got to wear all that. To me, that shit.
Look at the comment here. McDaniels was upset at Carr for changing plays that gave JJ a better play to execute, just like the walk up in Seattle, which was true. JJ had that good career because his quarterback was able to go up, like we talked about, earlier, was able to go up and change the play at the line of scrimmage. And where is Derek Carr right now? Playing for another team because
and I'm gonna go in on this because I'm one of those ones. I ride the fence on DC. I ride the fence I call myself riding the fence only because I root for him wholeheartedly because he was drafted. He was a fucking real Raider. And he should have been afforded more, other shit to get him or whatever in the space. But at the same time, I look at the other side of that. You are the quarterback. There's nobody with more power than you. So even when Gruden came on, motherfucker, you knew here. You had your time. This is my time. You're here to be my coach, but this is my fucking team. I needed that person to come out. Now, I don't want to go into like attacking religion and all that kind of shit. That's normally what people take it. This don't have nothing to do with him particularly being a Christian. But, or however, or nevertheless, that's one time where I wish that Christian would have went more Roger Staubach than Derek Carr. Because what we needed was a fucking quarterback. What we needed was somebody that's going to step up and say, I don't give a shit what nobody else is talking about. I'm the longest tenure Raider on this motherfucking team. Y'all can kiss my ass. This is my shit.
Carr
and he didn't do that.
No, Carr did do that. And that's why he's playing for the Saints. That's why he got benched 2 games left in the season and then got let go. It's because
I think he should have punched McDaniels in his motherfucking mouth, said, fuck y'all, this is what's going down. Cut me. You gonna cut me for winning? You had to cut me. I'd have won every fucking game. I'd have missed when we was on the 8-yard line. Who was that we was against? We had a chance to win the fucking game from the 4 to 8-yard line. He could have just walked the ball in. And instead of taking little decisions to throw the ball out of bounds and little shit like that. As a quarterback, you're saying you're giving up. I'm just saying, I was chosen to play quarterback, and I refused to do it because I didn't want all that fucking responsibility. I'm pulling my own card. I was selfish. Put me on defense. Fuck that. I go play corner. I play outside linebacker, but I don't want the responsibility of having to make the call. But now that I'm older and my coach, the same coach that called me for that shit, can look me in my face and say, you see why you fucking cost us? And I have to eat that because I do see it. I was the one of that group of guys that we were there on that field together that would have made those decisions. I was the guy that everybody was looking because I didn't see myself as the leader. Maybe DC didn't see himself as the leader. Whatever the truth is.
No, but DC, that's what I'm trying to say. DC did that shit and cost his job.
Right, but that's my point. I'm going out on that knife. I'm going out on the tip of that spear, but I'm going out high side, especially for Raider Nation. We won, Raiders. Raider Nation, they kicking me out because we won.
No,
y'all better do something about this shit. If I were DC, I'd have had fucking riots in the streets. They gonna fire me because I'm winning. But he wasn't winning. He had a losing record. That's the whole point.
He had a losing record, but then we talked about what we talked about earlier in this podcast. Did DC once have continuity with coaching and offensive coordinators? How many coaching and offensive coordinators did he have?
No, I think he had like 7, 8.
And he was on the team for 9 years.
Right.
So,
but think about this now. Think about this. The quarterbacks that go asshole don't get that treatment. DC allowed himself to be a welcome mat, and they kept stepping on him. It's just true. You can't be the good guy and the quarterback. Ken Stabler said it. So they want the way that this shit is set up. Somebody got to wear the white hat. Somebody got to wear the black hat. It's always our job to wear the black hat. That's been our job since our inception. And DC didn't want the black hat. He wanted to be the good guy. And the good guys finished last. They punked him out of his spot. That's just my opinion because he's still a DC. If he was in our situation, after everything he's learned, I would like to think that he'd be a lot more gruff. All that shit that he's doing down there in New Orleans with the, his demeanor in New Orleans is different than it was with the Raiders. That's because he done grown up. It's just true. At a certain point, you can't keep doing shit that don't work.
I could agree with some of what you're saying, but he did do it on this team too. The thing is, when you got a coach that's as egotistical as Josh McDaniels was, you do it my way or you're not going to do it at all.
I'd have told that Bronco motherfucker out the Raider Nation. I'd have called a fucking press conference on the open air on the radio. I'd have been on Raider Fan Radio or whatever the fuck, the Raider Nation Radio. I want an impromptu fucking interview this afternoon. Raider Nation, it don't look like I'm finna be y'all quarterback no more because these punk motherfuckers don't want to win. Let me know where you at. Holla if you hear me. It'd have been a fucking uproar. It'd have been an uprising. That dude had power, man. DC had power, but he didn't use it. And I understand what you're saying about calling certain plays, on the field and whatnot. But when you got all these fucking offensive coordinators,
it's hard to have the power when you got constantly new coaches. I'll say it like this: you think you put Patrick Mahomes in the same situation DC is? You think he's got 3 Super Bowls?
Hell yeah, because that's Patrick Mahomes.
You put Patrick Mahomes and with the new head coach every goddamn year, every 2 years, seven, we'll say in the same 9 years, with 7 head coaches, different coordinators and shit like
Are you
that.
talking about putting Patrick Mahomes in the same situation as Derek Carr?
Yes.
I don't think he would have tolerated that bullshit. That's what I'm saying. I think Patrick Mahomes is a different dude. I think Patrick Mahomes will walk this Kermit ass in the fucking office and be like, look, why in the fuck am I here? I'm here. I'm here. I'm doing that for Savage. I'm here.
I knew you were. I heard it too.
Patrick Mahomes would have had that curly fucking hair on fire, man. I think that light-skinned motherfucker been stole on somebody. Real talk. I don't think he gonna take that shit.
I think Mahomes probably would have asked for a trade. That's what I think.
No, why would he get no? Look,
Because he's trying to get out of
quarterback. You are the quarterback. You run shit.
Patrick Mahomes in that same
I'm
situation.
here. Yeah, there you go, Draymond Green. I'm here.
I'm here.
But think about this. I am the franchise fucking quarterback, and I'm walking to your fucking office, and I look you in your fucking face and say, you are failing me. Derek Carr never did that. He did not do that. Derek Carr was doing that. When even when Group got here, they got that clip. Do you trust me now? You trust me? Fuck, do you trust me, motherfucker? I'm on the field.
I want to use your own words against you here. How do you know he didn't do that?
Because we watched him go out a loser.
Okay. But you don't know if he went to Mark Davis and said that shit. You don't know.
But we don't have no indication that he did.
But we don't have any indication that he didn't.
His losing record to me says that. To me, is more proof that he didn't than there's evidence that he did, is what I'm saying. We can't prove it either way. But what I'm saying is quarterbacks have a unique position to be able to speak from. I've never seen Derek Carr use his gravitas to speak germane to quarterback. He only spoken to the affinity of being appreciated by Raider fans as being the quarterback. It was always like a sob story. Oh, this guy been a fan his whole life. His whole life he wanted to grow up and be the Raider and all that kind of shit. Okay, now you've grown up. You've got everything that you wanted. Mac Dre said, I can give it to you, but what you gonna do with it? Well, what? He did nothing. That can't be disputed. We watched it. It's all statistics. That's what's in the books. That's what he left. That's his legacy. And unfortunately, because the ledger is skewed, his legacy looks like a loser. As a Raider fan, I won't call him that, but I can't dispute what's put on the paper.
But yeah, he holds. We're not arguing Derek Carr here. We're going to get off. But
I'm just saying, that's why I say I ride the fence with him, because I know what I'm saying don't sound the most positive, but I do believe it's the most true.
Well, and I could bring up other points and shit, the same old shit, but he's not on the team. You know, he got brought up as an example, and we got stuck on him. We're gonna move on from.
It's gonna bring you some clicks. Fuck it, ain't like it's hurting the show.
It depends. There's some car haters out there that turn it off just because you said his name. So trust me.
Hey, we know how to create content, man. We are content.
Like I said, we go another 2 hours on this subject alone.
But this is a great topic, though. I think more people should be talking about this shit. There wouldn't be so many Derek Carr arguments. People are arguing about DC, and they shouldn't be arguing. I want to be able to appreciate him, but ain't nothing changed. There's nothing to really appreciate. And now, unfortunately, he's starting to get skewed over there in New Orleans for him. So, you know, I'm not trying to be one of them, did not tell you type of motherfuckers. But if he keep that same pattern, the results is going to be the same. It's like insanity. Keep trying the same shit over and over and try to get a different result.
What's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and over, expecting a different result.
Right. So, just because everybody defends you don't make you better.
We all know we lost players to free agency. We've lost players. We've cut players. We're going to start with some cut players. We know Garoppolo, Hoyer, Tillery, and Renfro was cut. And I know for a lot of people, Renfro was the one that hurts the most. So
it only hurts for me because they couldn't find a way to negotiate that fucking contract so we could have traded him. Nobody wanted to deal with us.
I still believe there's a chance he comes back.
What do you mean for the hometown discount?
For a discount. Yes.
I don't want no demoralized player, man.
I don't know if he's demoralized. It's just, we have to see. Anyway, we're gonna go with this quote. You know, he thanked Raider Nation. Raider Nation, thank you for welcoming me and my family the last 5 years from Oakland to Vegas. He's one of the last people who have played in Oakland. It felt like home. I wouldn't be the person I am today without my teammates and coaches inspiring me every single day. 5 years went by quick. Once a Raider, always a Raider. That statement there leads me to believe he's not demoralized. Not with AP. If it was still Josh McDaniels on the team, I would go with your statement. And yeah, I don't want him because it's not going to work. I don't think he's quite demoralized. I do think he ends up on a new team. And again, I wish him all the fucking success in the world. I'm gonna miss Third and Renfro. I really am.
We've been missing that for 2 years. And this is my thing with Hunter, because all of this is emotional because he's such a great guy. And I literally made this statement on a call that I was on yesterday. I would love to know the background story to what honestly happened to Hunter Renfro and to Josh Jacobs. I think there's a lot of story that's not being told, and these athletes are being forced to wear it, trying to be the bigger people. I think Hunter Renfro got caught up a lot like, well, no, not like DC. DC didn't really.
Well, I think Hunter Renfro's problem was that year of injuries, where he had the concussion, then he had the what was it, like an oblique problem or some shit like that.
He beat the fuck up. He almost got killed in that Arizona game that against the Cardinals. First, he got hit by Zaven Collins, and then Simmons knocked his ass out that last one. He ain't been the same since that fumble.
Yeah,
but I think there's a lot more to it. I think that game kind of took his soul, but I think there's a lot of different elements that nobody really get a chance to discuss. And because he got that contract, I don't know, he just kind of got to eat it. It's almost like you already got your applause. You hope the best for him, but you a little dude. You're gonna have to play yourself through that shit. So,
and I think to Savage's comment here, he's catching of the McDaniels effect. The McDaniels effect.
I'm gonna go there. Let me tell you my answer to that. The answer to that McDaniels effect, I think, is real. And I think the McDaniels effect was Hunter Renfro sided with the brothers. And McDaniels didn't like that shit.
Renfro has a certain way he liked to run his routes. It wasn't the way, that it was drawn. And Renfro always added his own little twist to the routes and made,
he got open.
He got open.
With your coaching, I don't get open. I get open my way.
And McDaniel said, no, you're going to run it exactly the way I drew it. And if you don't, you're not going to fucking play.
Right. Now, okay. Now, here we go. That's the difference between Renfro and DC. DC tried to kowtow to the system. DC tried to coalesce.
So did Renfro.
Renfro tried to be a professional about telling that motherfucker he was wrong to his face.
No, he didn't. Renfro, look at all his interviews and everything else. Renfro says he's doing what his coach says. He's a team player, all this shit. Renfro, if you want to go that route, Renfro did exactly what DC did, and look at where both of them are at right now.
It's espionage, then.
I mean, that one there.
Hey, there's a lot of ways I can go with that shit, but the only way I know how to say it is Renfro sided with the brothers. And when you do that, shit get a little sketchy. I mean, okay, I can't really quantify this by the statements that we making pertaining to the team and none of that shit. But as an individual, I specified to go to school to get a degree, educate myself. You go to a job, you go through the hiring process, interview, all that shit. Apparently, you knock their socks off because you hired. These motherfuckers give me raises and shit. They transfer to a corporate situation, and then they create this thing they call at will firing. So now, you getting run through all this shit. They treating you like shit. You got a lot of different nuances and stuff like that. You can claim some of them you can't, because you as an individual, you just going to work. I'm giving you my best. Every time I come in here, you got a problem with what I'm doing, but I'm knocking my ass off trying to do what you're asking me to do. I'm a human being. I'm somebody else. I can only do shit my way. So you keep trying to tell me that I'm doing it wrong. I'm doing it my way. My way works. If you're not going to agree with that, you're hurting me, and you're
I
only
know
hurting
you won't
yourself
break that.
by doing that. So then
I
that's what
know
I'm
you
saying.
won't break
That's why I say it would come first, the chicken or the egg, because that's like
the egg.
espionage.
I told
You
you it had
coach
to
a
be the egg.
motherfucker into failure. You know what I mean?
It had to be the egg. The chicken came from the egg. It had to be the egg. You got the answer to that. Even if you believe
Well,
in
who sat
evolution,
on that
it's
motherfucker to
funny.
make the chicken?
But that's what
Somebody
I'm
had to
saying.
sit on the motherfucker to make the chicken.
Yeah, the dinosaur that fucking evolved into the chicken.
This is where we need some Woodson whiskey.
Hey, if we had it, I'll teach you how to make some pickle juice, and we'll sit here, drink some pickle juice, and fucking.
Yeah, we gotta set up a spot for shots, man. Okay, that's a take a shot spot. We gotta figure it out.
Hey, but I'll go here. Both Savage. Oops, shit. Oh, well, just switch here. That's okay.
I like it.
Savage and
We look like
Draymond here
Kuntz and Mad Max just switched spots. You
switching
rushing
it
from the
up.
other side. We just ran a stun on their ass.
Now we're gonna fucking just mow him down. Meet at the quarterback. Meet at the quarterback. I'll play defense too. But no, Savage here, I think McDaniels was trying to distance himself from Brady, thinking he was the answer why the Patriot way worked. And then Draymond here too, moral of the story is don't trust the Belichick coaching tree.
And why the motherfuckers and how the motherfuckers get that far? Look, okay, where my single? Let me get my single. Raiders. I'm talking to the Las Vegas Raiders organization. Mark Davis. God bless you. Receive this message, sir. Hope this message reaches you in your very best space. Hope you had the greatest day possible out there today. I want to say this to you from the bottom of my heart. Nobody love your Raiders like your Raider Nation. And I'm really, really proud of you. I don't know if proud is the proper word. I've never been your financial status or whatever, but to be a man that was willing to stand up to preserve the true nature of your Raider Nation, even to the extent of paying out like what, 50, $60 million to these pieces of shits that came in
Well,
there.
85,
And
$85
man,
million.
all this, I'm talking about it was just money. That was just money that man. I couldn't imagine what it felt like to spend $5 like that. But it means something to him. So I want to speak this to his very heart. Stay true to your game, man. Just like when Asylum came on in the beginning of this show, go to the very beginning. Raider Man's supposed to be doing your intros for every single home game. We're supposed to have the Raider oath, the crowd fired up. I know what I'm doing. Our games ain't drinking parties. We ain't supposed to be, some novelty act with free drink specials and the buffet line. And oh, by the way, it's 2 tickets to the Raiders game on Sunday. Go be loud, will you? It's never been like that. That's not Black Hole. That's not Raider Nation. It's not finna be.
No,
We not
we got fucked
bowing.
up during the tailgate. Got fucked up
Just
during the
know
game. You leave drunk. You don't show up to the game drunk. You
we
leave drunk.
came ready. We left extra ready. We came early. We didn't leave till we got put out. The
Oh,
helicopters come get us out.
I go
We
like
don't leave
this.
till the Seagulls start shitting on us.
For 17 years, I was the season ticket holder. I went to every fucking home game in Oakland for
Man,
17 years. And what did I do when I got home from that game? I sat my ass down on that couch, put the game back on, and rewatched the game. I didn't care if it was a loss, didn't matter what happened. I rewatched that game. So everything, all the little shit you missed because of what's going on in the stadium, I made sure I caught. I remember.
hey, you on the bartender. You make the drinks. I'm gonna bring my VHS tapes. Cause I got the tapes of the Monday night games with 30-0 against the fucking Broncos, 31-0 against the Chiefs. I got all this shit on VHS. The HBO inside the NFL spots. They flash across the black hole. You see my ass over there. You know what I mean? It's like we've been doing this. And you know what's really funny? Well, it's not funny because I get upset most of the time when I hear it. But what's ironic? is that some of the younger, I call it the next generation. The next generation of the Raider Nation has grown so impatient. Everything, we don't have time to waste. Like, all you have is time.
All you got is time, right?
Nobody knows shit till they find out, and it don't happen till it do. You know what I mean? We on this roller coaster together. But it's like, what I'm getting at is that's another, I believe, an attribution of the influx of media narrative. Because everybody's got, well, not everybody, I don't want to say it like that. So many people with these platforms, podcasts, platforms, it's all relationship. You know, whether you're working trying to get sponsors or shaking hands, trying to get notoriety,
Speaking of
getting your
sponsors,
likes up. Yeah,
W.GG.
let's go. What, how you doing?
I got to go that corner. There you go. You got
I
it right
gotta
there.
get our shit straight, son. G5G. Now we gotta watch School Days together. You ever seen School Days? We watching that shit together.
I don't think I've seen that one. We're gonna have
Oh
to.
yeah, it's a be a perfect one. You can have that shit on. You can have it for your next show. You have an ad say G5G. That's who we want to be. Don't worry, it's just a little soul to touch up your class. It's gonna be good for you.
But no, I agree that there's a lot of impatience. But you know, a lot of those fans have not gone through the 20 plus years that we have.
That's my point.
You know, they went to Las Vegas and they thought, you know, they think something different. Oh, everything's going to change. No, hold on. We had to change the culture. It started to change with Del Rio. Then we brought in Gruden, which helped. Then we started going back because we brought in McDaniels. And then Mark Davis, thank God, you know what? I'm going to bring this up. It's been a while.
We can't leave Hugh out of all that. Hugh went to most desperate measures.
Don't tell me fucking deleted it now.
But the whole point about it is, you know, you can't live life on helter skelter like that. And it's unfortunate that we, the children of Raider Nation, are forced to suffer that tumultuous relationship between mom and dad. I remember I got a sheet of like a stack of fucking papers when I first started calling in the radio stations. I used to write my calls down and shit like that. You know, I wanted to make sure I was saying all the right shit and all the rest of that kind of stuff. And I actually found a stack of these ones, and I had one of the most. I wrote it, so I don't want to start kissing my own ass here. But I thought it was one of the most poignant statements that anybody could ever make. What's going on, puppy?
If you don't toot your own horn, who else is going to toot it?
Hey, well, I'm a toot. Don't come on the train tracks right now, because I'm coming through. I said, being a Raider fan is like being a child. No matter what age you are, you fall into the line of the family wherever you fall. But you're one of the children that's caught up in the relationship between your mom and dad pending imminent divorce. And you know at some point the shit is coming, but you never stop loving dad. You never stop loving mom. You never stop wanting the best for any one of them, even though everything you root for them costs you blood. And every single fucking day while I'm screaming, what we do is we scream, Raiders! Started that shit. I started that shit trying to make these motherfuckers hear me, man. Everybody just screaming, ah, ah, ah. I want them to know I'm talking to you. That's what this shit is about. We turn our own fucking team. People now, you would think the little kid in the street started screaming Raiders just because people don't even say Raiders like that in fucking Vegas no more because they don't know where the fuck it come from. And I'm busy fighting my ass off trying to get there. Puppet, you on this line. Tell them what I'm saying. You already know. Puppet was with me at Raider Rob's spot. That's where we met, you know? And none of that shit is a lie. We might seem eccentric and crazy and all the rest of that kind of shit. A lot of the people, you get labels hater and all the rest of that bullshit, but I tell you what.
Some are more crazy than others.
You're never going to fight for your fucking civilization. It's going to end. That's what happened to all the great civilizations.
Yep.
And we are the next one. We are the right now one.
I can remember times. You want to talk about back in Oakland. I mean, you walk through the Coliseum. From the time you're in line to get in, which people don't understand, if you didn't get there quick enough, you was in line for a long-ass time. From line until you got to your seat. And while you're in your seat, You can go anywhere. Savage even told me stories. He'd be going to an Oakland A's game. You're in that stadium. The minute Raiders, guarantee you're going to get at least 5 people to say it right after you. Guarantee. Didn't matter where you were. I remember back on the day in Oakland Coliseum, I was one of the people who helped start that chant that made it to the TV. And I love rewatching this shit because the announcers are trying to say, back when AB did what he did to the Raiders and shit, and we scored the first touchdown, and what went through that whole stadium? You had the whole stadium chanting, fuck AB. How many
motherfuckers, they want credit. And it's sad because, like, you touching on it right now. If there were so-called layman's people, that's who we are. The fans, not only did we create all this shit, but we created it when the team was fucking sorry. None of these motherfuckers was even around us. Now everybody want appreciation for how long they've been around the Raiders and who did what and all the rest of this shit. But ain't none of them motherfuckers help us do none of this shit. None of them help create this shit. How do you get notoriety from some shit that you just jumped on board and started doing along with somebody else? And that's what's happening to Raider Nation.
We are the ones who made Raider Nation the most notorious fan base in the NFL.
Now, be careful using that term because I'm not going to be no hater here. Use the term as much as you want. But the Black Hole Raider Nation have never been about branding. Everything is about swaying to business now. So, people creating shit for branding, whatever, sensationalism and all that kind of stuff. That can be cool if it's true. I would hate to see the day that somebody called the card on that. Like, say, if I had somebody ask me this, I'm going to just share with you, Jermaine. Because when we were doing Black Hole in the beginning, we didn't create Notorious. That wasn't the way it was. But Notorious is a signifier of something. So, Notorious for what?
No, but we got it.
If you're gonna be notorious, you gotta be notorious for something. Notorious used to be a word they used for bad people. You like Jesse James, the notorious Jesse James. You know what I'm saying? Notorious.
Notorious B.I.G. I mean,
Well, even that was propaganda because you know what I'm saying. And I didn't know that dude, but they said,
What are we notorious for? What are we notorious for? We're notorious for standing by our team, no matter fucking what. 2-14, and we're there like we're a fucking 14-2 team.
But you know what we was created to be notorious for? For being that supportive of each other.
Well, no,
that's what all this shit was created for. It was created for all the people who can't turn that off about the team. To be able to be around people so you won't be ostracized. So you just as much a fan as the next motherfucker.
Being a Raiders fan, being part of Raiders Nation is not. It's a lifestyle for us. That's what
and it always has been.
I mean, we wear Raiders shit. I wear Raiders shit to work. Okay, I'm in the middle of fucking Kansas. And
if I ain't wearing shit, I'm wearing Raiders shit.
Right? I'm saying. But, I don't see a single Kansas City shit out here right now.
I could be butt booty naked with nothing but a handful of baby oil on, and I'm still wearing Raiders shit.
Technically, so am I. So you know what? I got it. I mean, but like I said, everyone has that level. But when it, the Raiders fans, it's a lifestyle for us,
right? And that's why this is why I keep kicking that drum though, because now that the team is in Vegas, the propaganda around the team, around the fan base, in my mind's eye, it's like we being used to sell each other out. The term that I chose to use when I started calling the radio stations is appropriation. People immediately want to try to, make it like a negative take. But if you call a spade, exactly what is it? If none of the people who created what you're propagating none of you created it and you had nothing to do with it, then how are you selling it? Especially if you're selling it to the people that gave it to you. Like, what the fuck what are we talking about, right? But what we did was, All of this shit was created for like our opportunities. You know, like it's for the fans, by the fans. You know, the Raider fans get to talk about our team. You know, Raider fans, but no, we got the mic. You know, you don't even get to hold the mic. I'm going to hold the mic in front of you. Come on, do the Raiders oath thing you do. Scream for us, holler for us, do that little dance, Raiders Nation.
Well, that's now. That's
That's
definitely the way
what's
it is
happening
now.
to us. That's what's
That's not,
happening to us, and that's fucking sickening to me. Because
no, I,
the true part of it is you got a motherfucker like me, like you, who were there in the beginning. There's countless others that's on this chat or that's in the chat room or looking at this, or they will see this when it do air. And I ain't got nothing to hide. It's not like I'm spitting no false truths. But my question is, how come the people that created it ain't brought in? So that not only the true notorious nature of the black hole can really be in appreciated, you know? Because people are getting old. We fucking dying. The two
yep,
people who actually created that shit are dead.
yep.
So, you know what I'm saying? The boat is in the water and the motherfucker going, but are we going the right way? And how do we know? Because the motherfucker that's steering the boat ain't even fucking Raider fans. How
No,
about
because
that?
it's all about the almighty dollar.
And it don't happen if we don't do it to ourselves. So I'm off my
Well,
soapbox with that statement. That was my
well, I mean, that's one reason why me and Savage started this show.
that's why I fucks with y'all. You
You
know what I'm
know,
saying? Something got to be said. You know what I mean?
we
Something got
started
to be
this
said
show
because it's not like you're trying to start no shit. You know, how long can people be a bigger person? That's what people say when they bullying you. Oh, boom, boom, knock all into you, step all on your shoes and shit. You be okay. You just stepped on my brand new shit. I got to just be okay. You know what I'm saying? We got to at least have a fucking conversation about this shit. And this is the notorious Raider fans, right? That just bending over the fucking barrel, tooth and nail, trying to follow a bunch of fucking non-Raider fans to where? To notoriety? Because now you a bigger Raider fan
well,
than another motherfucking Raider fan?
there's a term I've heard. I'm not going to say where it came from because, going, but a lot of people now are trying to become Raider famous.
Man, they take this shit a whole nother step, brother. They call it, and this is gonna sting. I've done this before, and it was never intended to hurt anyone. So I want to say that as a disclaimer. Although I'm going to say what I said before because I still mean it. They're creating terms that's separating us. The main one that they've created is a money market now. So I'm not hating. Somebody was smarter to create it into a business, but they didn't think about what it's doing to the people. So I hope it was at least ask yourself, was these Raider fans that created this concept of like super fans,
Well, see,
or
I
is
hate
it
that term,
NFL?
super fan. I
And
hate
this
that
is
term.
no, but see what I'm saying. This ain't even about us. It's about the NFL. And the NFL is bought into propagating our fan bases. They don't have no fan base like ours. So if you get close to ours and you propagate our shit out and try to give everybody else like they the same as ours, now we in so-called competition. Now you can sell this shit all over the place. But the only people that's not benefiting from it are the fucking Raider fans. So we voluntarily being fucking monkeys in a bullshit ass petting zoo circus. And that's
Well, no,
challenging for me because I've always been one of the most vocal Raider fans that there is. I don't just go to games and scream Raiders.
There are some, we're going to use the term because it's just always used, super fans, and there's some in Raider Nation, and there's some old school super fans that have done it, that have,
What's a super fan though?
huh?
That's a great conversation. I want to know what's a super fan.
A super
See
fan
how I
by
created that silence?
it depends. Like I said, I hate the term. I hate the term.
No, but see,
Okay,
what I'm saying is this is a
but
topic that should be discussed.
I'm gonna answer it though. What most people know as a super fan is somebody who dresses up, who or such as you. I know you don't dress up, but you got
Not
the nickname.
necessarily. As I'm
Hold on.
learning, that's not necessarily true. You also have to be, and this is the key term, I believe. This is my hyper, and hit us up in the chat if I'm wrong. You have to be a season ticket holder. So
No,
you got to be on the in crowd.
I'll say you're wrong on that one. I'll say you're wrong.
Are you a super fan?
Well, personally, I'm gonna say no because I don't believe in the term. Am I? but technically, yes, I'm a super
I'm trying to
fan.
hit you with the car, man. Get your ass back in the street.
No, I'm getting it. But technically, yes, I am what the generic, as a generic term, super fan. Yes, I'm a super fan because I'm one of those fans who dresses up, who goes to the next level, who's not just, my name. I go by Asylum. Okay.
Mhm.
When I'm doing shit like this, I'm Asylum. I'm not my government name. I go
I
by
be fucking
Asylum.
up all the time and saying it. Sorry about that.
Hey, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. But that's the thing is, most super fans have a persona, somebody
Right,
who's different than who they are. You're
right.
Raider Man. You have
And
both
it
your names.
don't change.
I know you as Raider Man, but I also know you as Akeem. I know both sides. I'm Asylum. There's people who know me as Ken. Not many people anymore, but yes, even though we're not season ticket holders, we are still considered super fans.
Right.
Now, take that term away. I don't like that term for the reason of I am not any better than a fan who bought his tickets this year to go to the game. I'm not better than the damn
That's
12-year-old.
why it's creating that. I've been a fan for this long. That's where that comes from. It comes to that feeling of needing to justify yourself. You touching right on it.
The reason I do this is to make other fans' experiences better. I go to
Sharing the
the
fact
game,
that we alive. You can't get
no,
this show from anywhere else. You're getting it from the original.
it's my alter ego. When I go to the game, I'm a different person at the game than I am than I am at home. Well, not really, but still.
Hey, you know what's blessed? My wife. I know I've married the right one, man. My wife say, I've never met anyone in my life whose alter ego has an alter ego. I done crossed to the 19th dimension. She said, my alter ego got an alter ego. Cause most people know Raider Man. I don't know, I'm your friendly neighborhood Raider Man. Of course I'm trying to be on the up and up and all. I'm just being myself. Up in your friendly neighborhood Raider Man, no different than Akeem, who I am. However, there's a Bizarro Raider Man. Because what should need to be said or shouldn't need to be did, that's where you're going to find me.
How many
Because
people got to understand, they don't get to see it here. I go by Asylum, yes. But what do I wear? I wear a straight jacket and a cage. Okay. And then I get asked, how'd you come up with this? And to be honest, it took me 5 years. I know I've said this on the show before, but it took me 5 years because I didn't want to be like anybody else. When you're in Raider Nation, it's hard to come up with a character, an alter ego that's different than anybody else. And I wanted to make sure I was different. You've never heard the name Asylum until you met me.
that shit was raw too. It's still raw. That's how I know I'm supposed to be hanging out with you.
You ain't never met somebody who wears a straight jacket for fun. And by the way, it's 100% real straight jacket. I don't play no fucking games. It ain't no Halloween costume. It's a real straight jacket. I wear a cage. Yes, I look like the character from 13 Ghosts. Is that what started it? No. It's just what it ended up being. And I get asked every
bit of trivia
time.
right there.
I get asked every time, how'd you come up with this? And my answer, I've been on news, I've been in magazines for this. How'd you come up with this? I said, everyone always says Raiders fans are crazy, right? Yeah, Raiders fans are crazy. Now I'm showing you fucking crazy.
Now, welcome to the Asylum.
Welcome to the Asylum. Hey, and that's what I got too. I got that. But when it comes down to it, now I go to the game. I do this shit. I went to the Chiefs game at Christmas time. You know how many Chiefs fans came up to take pictures with me? Now, why did they want to do that? Because how many times are they going to get an opportunity to meet a fan of any team who's wearing a fucking straitjacket? I just made their experience better. Because what they're going to do, they're going to go home and talk about it. They're going to do this. Their team lost, but they go, I've met this crazy motherfucking Raider fan. His ass was wearing a cage and a straitjacket. And that's why I do that.
I'm proud to say that there's a lot of that spirit still. I actually saw a comment that popped up. I'm learning to train my eye to get quicker. My brother man Pupper hit us up with one. He said that he's not a season ticket holder. He just go to every game, and that's a blessing because he happens to be in Vegas. So I'm working my way to get to Vegas and shit like that. But the team left me for the second time in my life. I've been right here. You know what I'm saying? When they left, I got my heart broke. When they came back, I was a jilted lover, but I moved back in. When they left again, you know what I mean? Here I am, and here I go again. However, my point ain't about so much just that. That answers the question. You don't have to have season tickets to be what they call a super fan.
Not
And I don't want to fight the whole movement of Raider Nation because there's a lot of creativity. There's a lot of really who we are. I'm not knocking. I don't want to cut, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't drive the boat. Don't mean I want to sink the motherfucker. All I'm saying is Raider Man has a place that he plays in Raider Nation.
He's the
And
mouthpiece.
they
That's
they
what Raider
don't
Man is. He's the
but they
mouthpiece.
don't see me because I'm not one of the costume fans. So
See that,
and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna
we
say
put
this.
you
I
out
hope
there, and that's why we putting you out there like we do.
but that's why I love you because I appreciate you. And I want to say this because I'm hoping that the person that said this is watching, but I'm never going to say who it was because it don't really matter. But
Yeah,
it
but now
matters.
I
It
already do I
matters
know.
because we can't keep spreading this disease forward to our people. I mean, Raider Nation. I was literally told by somebody I love dearly in Raider Nation that like who do I think I am? I'm not Violator. I'm not Gorilla. That kind of shit. And it scarred me because like I could have taken that as an argument. I could have taken that a whole bunch of different ways just being a human being. That scarred me to hear some shit like that from the person that I heard it from. And even they didn't do what I did to get here. They have no idea what it feels like for me in my real life. Like you've already discussed it. Not only am I your friendly neighborhood Raider man, but my name happens to be Akeem. And then there's a government part of that. And then there's a real human being, or like the kids say today, there's a whole human being with a whole life going on with all that shit. And they don't even realize the whole shit that I was going through. Well, I even created t-shirts. I chose not to go through it. I chose to grow through it. So my shirt says go through nothing,
Well,
grow through
I,
everything.
I'll go a step further, and this is no disrespect to Violator, Senior, Gorilla, anything like that. But who the fuck
Violet,
are they?
no, that's my aunt. He already know. These are conversations we
I
have.
sat down and had conversations with with Violator. I damn
Yeah,
near gave up being a super fan. I damn near gave
man.
Asylum up, and with talking with Violator. But now we're going to go this route. Who the fuck are they?
Who see? That's my question, right? Who that you know what? I'm coining this
Violator?
right now. And you getting 50%, we need to do t-shirts. Cause that's my shirt. That's my quote. I've been saying that shit for the longest, and that's what I keep asking them. That's the only reason why I called it the radio station. I don't call the fuck up nothing. I called in for a couple of years just to kind of give the vibe of what radio is supposed to sound like, what it's supposed to feel like. I was the fucking caller of the year in 2000. No, 1999. Whatever the fuck it was. I got shot in 2000. I done taken the fucking team on TV. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about this is in 1998, 1999. I'm doing green screen and all that kind of shit. I'm learning how I've been taught you don't get autographs. We're not worried about taking pictures. I was literally honed and trained to be the on-air personality, the mouthpiece for Raider Nation. And now you got whoever the fuck that the so-called bought it or whatever the fuck it is that they doing that's not even doing that. So you just got a bunch of motherfuckers out willy-nilly just freelance. Anybody just grab a microphone and just go in the motherfuckers' faces because I can't get in my natural fucking position. But I got a real life shit that I got to deal with. I can't just uproot my shit and just chase the fucking team to Vegas because that's my passion.
Hey,
You know what I mean?
I chased him to London, and that's about as far as I was able to go. I mean, I'm still
But that's just
recuperating.
to prevail, just like chasing the team throughout the course of the season. It's like, I've been fucking Raider man since my 18th birthday. Before that, I was Raiders Garbone. I got partners that call me Raiders Garbone because every time you see me, I got Raiders Garbone. you got, I got this is real talk. But on my 18th birthday, we standing in a fucking circle, drinking 40s and shit like that, smoking some good weed. Like, well, it's fuck it. You a man today, you grown, huh? I guess you Raider man now. And I ended up just getting injured on my job. So then I started calling the radio station, Raider Rob. Basically recruited me to start calling the dude show on the radio. And here we are. All of a sudden, I'm Raider man. You know what I mean? Shit, Black Hole Rob, God rest his soul. This motherfucker was telling me like he was a big fan of mine. Yeah, I heard you on the radio. I didn't know that shit. I thought I was a fan of yours. You created the Black Hole, didn't you?
Funny
We
you
was
say that.
all like that. We all came to the table like shaking hands. We just put our shit together, but the people that didn't even have nothing to do with it is the motherfucker that's making money off of it. And that's why it feels weird and fake and full of shit. And it just hurts my heart because I'm trying like everything I can to do to get involved and do something about the shit, and it ain't nothing I can do. So I done learned to call it God's timing because, like, fuck it, man. I just do it because my people love it. You call
It's
me,
funny you
you know
say
what I mean?
that. My stepson was overseas, during wartime and shit. He was working over in the Middle East and shit. And he turned around to, I didn't even know this, but apparently I was known to Raiders fans over there. He's like, yeah, they know who the fuck you are. They knew you before I knew you.
Shit crazy,
He
right?
didn't even know I was doing that shit. I'm like, okay, fucking,
I tell
but like
you
you
one,
said, it becomes, it's what we are. Like I said, you said, who are you? Who am I? Who is Violator? Who is Gorilla Rip? Who is Senor? Now, granted, those are long-standing super fans, and they're the most iconic ones we have as of right now. But
and
when it
that's what
comes
they
down
should
to
be. They're pretty noticeable dudes. That was, some great shit they created.
But who are they? I know more about them. I know the work Violator has done behind the scenes for charity work. I know what Gorilla has done. I know what Senor has done. I know what they've done for the Black Hole. I know what they've done for the Raiders. I know what they've done for Raider Nation.
Hey, in the spirit of shameless plug, check out The Walk. Monk Violator put out his own book, The
I got
Walk.
that book.
Yeah.
I
I
got that
wanted
book.
to, we do shameless plug. I want to make sure Unc get his plug. You already know, Unc. You already know I'm here for you, baby. Make sure y'all go check out The Walk by the Violator, Wayne Mabry. I'm sure Gorilla got something, you know what I mean? And Signori, I know you're working on this shit or whatever, but you know what I mean? We all look out for each other. I do my best to look out for everybody. I call it using my superpower for good. That's what I do. But it's challenging because on the real life basis, and I ain't gonna go into all my shit in my real life, but if anybody was endeavor to really know me and to realize the real shit that's going on in the people in a person's life when they doing their best to do something like that, for motherfucker that don't even really give a fuck about them, you know what I'm saying? But to take that shit for granted. We got this and we gonna do this and we doing this. And you got people that be on the radio talking major shit like, like they run a group of people or some shit. Like they discovered motherfuckers on some island or something. I just discovered the land of Raider Nation. And I brought a few of these people back over to holler some Raiders, sing that Raider Nation song for them. Will you?
You go all kinds of, you got the super fans who you can't dress like that. You can't have that name or something, whatever, not name. Names are important. I know that. But
well, we've grown through an awful lot to get here. That's the point. And there was a lot of people at the very beginning of these arguments. I got the light fucked up. Never mind. The light is a bad idea. Anyway.
Now we can see you just fine. But the point I was trying to make in all this.
Don't be lying. My contrast all fucked up.
Hey, what did I tell you at the beginning of this before
I couldn't help it, man. We real friends. We gotta be able to do some black jokes.
What did I tell you before we came on? Black is
that's like trying to tell me I was handsome and shit.
Anyway, where I'm going with all this is you got certain people who are only, and this is in Raider Nation, in other teams, who only care about themselves. They're only concerned about their image, everything else like that. Yet I've talked to a lot of the old school Chains, Lady Chains, Violator, Aphrodisiac. When I was
people that don't even know, like Raider Skates. It's a myriad. Shit. What about motherfucker used to call a radio station like Silver Sanford? And I wish Raider Rob was on this call because he and I don't know. I'm always hyping this man up, but for me, it's necessary. It's necessary. Hit that light, please, baby. It's necessary in all the. Thank you.
There you go. No, that's better.
It's
That's what I'm
necessary
for.
because this generation, and for whatever reason, I don't want to take too much of a generalization in what I'm about to say, but I'll say it like this: I don't feel that this generation of people truly honors and respects the generations that come before them. There's no more reverence for not even parents. Parents are like friends now. And there's so much friends now to where it's like the kids are in competition with the parents. So it kind of like that's where the mode of Raider Nation feels like the kids have kind of taken over, and it's just the parents are fighting for relevancy. And for me, that's never going to be. You know, I hate to sound pompous, but there's only one Raider Man. There's a lot of other people that call themselves Raider Man and shit like that. But when you say Raider Man, I'm the one that they know. You know, I'm
Yeah.
not trying to be a
Well,
smart ass. I'm not trying to be arrogant or whatnot.
no,
But
no,
I've
no,
put in the work to
no, no.
sell the black hole. I've put in the work to
I
sell
started with it,
the
but I
fucking Raider
started with
Nation.
I started with the black hole.
You know what I
You know,
mean?
when I
And
first
to
came out,
not be
I
a
did
part
leave
of
the
none of
black
that
hole.
shit, but like that shit is weird, man. It's really, really weird, but it's taking advantage of what I just do. It's like you said, you're not doing this for all of that. So when I'm just doing my thing, I'm just doing it. But they got ways of taking that shit from you. And the people, if the people don't appreciate that and the people don't speak up like what you guys are doing on this platform, I can speak for another brother. Brother Mob Boss did it through Eminem Productions with the Raider Nation Explosion, which is coming up soon. Wish I had the date right off. Apologize, Mob Boss, but you know I'm with you. I mean, because
Things. Don't forget about Lorenzo Lerma doing the summer kickoff.
you know what I mean? We about them, man. Shameless plugs, man. We do that because it's about helping our people. It's for the people, by the people, man. It's for the fans, for the fans.
Where I was going, I hit up all these old school people when I was coming up with my persona, and I asked them about my name, this, that, how they come up with theirs, this, that, and everything. They helped me out. I was literally in the middle. I'm just coming up, right? I'm doing my work. And then Oakland Raider Savage comes out, and he asked me for help. I literally put, now you don't see this a lot, especially, in the super fan era, everything on. I literally put my shit off to the side for a year and did nothing but help Raider Savage out. I didn't do it for props. I didn't do it for this. I did it just like this. He asked for help, because I was somebody he knew, somebody who was doing it, and literally just walked around with him. He got, people wanted pictures. I stepped out. I'll take the goddamn picture for you. Just because I'm whatever I'm trying to be in it.
I never
I'm just
took
trying to
pictures.
help.
Most of the pictures I got sent to me from somewhere. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Me too. But the thing is, I'm trying to help him out. I'm trying to help Lorenzo out. We're trying to help Mob Boss out. Anybody who's got anything going on, that's been lost since Vegas, since they moved to Vegas. It ain't about helping out your fellow Raider fan. It's all about
Let,
me, me,
let,
me, me.
let's work to turn this right now because you're right in what you're saying, but we can't help it unless we start verbalizing it so they can germinate into the positive. So in this conversation, we've named a few that are doing their best to hold it. So I prefer to say it more like we don't have nearly enough people holding it down to the what it's supposed to be. And we have great examples like a Mob Boss or, I don't want to keep throwing names out because that leaves other people out. But I want to inspire everybody that has that true heart to
Well,
step up,
I came out
realize
here
that
in
this is
Kansas
your
and
Raider
started a
Nation.
club. I came out
Because
here
you
in
did a
Kansas and
great
started
thing.
a club.
Because that's what I do. I go and I encourage like the creativity of creating new personas and whatnot. But I've
Oh,
had too many of the conversations of the people that will say, and I'm gonna just say this. Um, let's see. They'll say something like this: I created my persona, and I want to use this for like maybe 5, 6 years, and then I want to hang it up so I can do this and so forth. great aspirations. I get it. There's a business model. It's intellectual. It's smart. I get it. I'm not on the money end, so I'm not doing it. So I can't understand it.
I like
But my
we
point
got
about it
something.
is,
We got
in doing that, that what I've watched happen is you create conversations to the people, like say for instance a violator, and I'm throwing out names hypothetically because I don't want to pin down who said it, but say like if it's a gorilla or a violator or a senor or say for instance a me. This is why I believe that I don't necessarily have a shot because you got people that's putting more money into it that automatically are ascribed as okay, now you are next in line to be this such and such. And I can't prove any of this. I don't know. Well, I'm saying that this has got an eerie feeling of gatekeeper. Like, you can't do anything. I'm not gonna let you do shit. But how you gonna not let me be myself? And now you got people asking prominent, what they want to call super fans now. Well, we never called ourselves this shit. And now I got to be your super fan, but you want to know how long I'm going to be doing this so I can get the fuck out the way so that you can get your turn. You
well,
want a turn being me? What the fuck are you talking about?
I'll go like this. We'll go here. Oakland Raiders Savage put it. He gave me this name. This is a completely 100% Savage here. He called me the Mr. Miyagi of Raider fucking Nation because and it
Wait, I
goes.
got to do the face.
You know,
I'm trying to do my Mr. Miyagi face. When you look at that, Danielson so proud, like, yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, but the reason he gave me that name, and it's not just because I helped him. Okay, I've helped podcasts become what they are because I've introduced the right people to the people. I've helped more than just Savage as a super fan. I've helped create at least 10 super fans. Whether it's names, this, that, and I do it all out of the love because
Right.
I
Because this
don't
is
do
what
it
the
for
fuck
me.
we do. This is what we do. But it's
I
hard
ended up
when they turn around and spit in the face. That shit is challenging to deal with.
Lady Chains helped me a lot when it came to me. Yeah. Like I said, aphrodisiac. And I guarantee there's not a lot of people who know aphrodisiac.
Ooh. Oh, shouts out Afro. Hey, I couldn't resist
1,
right there.
2, 3. First down.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Count down them first downs. I don't know if we did this, so we had a quick discussion before we came on. I remember you saying we wasn't on yet. I want to say a special shout out to Uncle Raider Mort. I haven't been able to.
Go ahead. Yeah,
Yeah,
go.
you know what I mean? Just because, I still call him Uncle Raider Mort. You know what I mean? It's like, no, he's not my real uncle. Violator's not my real blood uncle, but he's been calling me uncle shit since, I don't know, late 90s. But my point is, everybody was just family, in the beginning. It just was a bunch of talented motherfuckers working toward a cause of creating something that we all love. And it's unfortunate that it's changed in the ways that it has. But I'm gonna keep this shit germane to the main thing. This is about the people. This is why I do it. This is what I do. And Uncle Raider Mort, he was our first like Raider historian, what I mean, just
He's
calling
the
off all the
encyclopedia.
lineups. Yeah, you know
He's
what I
the
mean? And they
encyclopedia when
got
it
new
comes to
guys
Raider
now. I
history.
mean, I done met a new dude. He ain't really young or whatever. He been a fan since like 1966 or whatever. He's establishing himself a name on the Raider platform that they got going on Sirius and all that kind of stuff. But you know me, but that's my thing. I fellowship with the people. I get to know the people, and the people get a chance to know me. And so my space can't be infringed on. I really believe that they're doing their best to find somebody that they can try to be that bullhorn for whatever Raider Nation that they're trying to create. But I'm hoping to God that my message, and I know I didn't really finish my point. I was talking to Mark Davis. Sorry if you're still listening, put you on pause. But I'm praying that the true spirit of Raider Nation, the true spirit of the black hole, stands up and keeps shit germane to the main thing. Because there's plenty of money to go around. There's plenty of money, if that's what it's about, to get everybody money. I told Rob before he died, God rest his soul, that I'm going to create shut the fuck up money. I got to be in a certain position to do it. I'm working on getting myself in that position. But if I do it by myself, you're gonna get a different Raider man. You gonna get the Raider man that got me there, because ain't nobody gonna ride. You know what I mean? It's like you doing your best to make the shit as tough as possible for me. But you can't stop it. It's coming. And when it do come, the truth is coming with it, and that's gonna make a lot of shit look real shitty. And that's gonna be unfortunate. But I've already started having them conversations because it's a lot of shit that need to be said. It's a lot of things that need to be done, and there's a way to do them. But it's taken decades to get to a platform or what I call a foundation of fellowship, so that these kind of conversations can be had. But they're about to start being had. Just believe. If you're watching now, just know I'm working on building my shit, and I got people that know how to help me get it
Let's start
on.
right
And
here.
we,
Let's
yep,
start
it's
right here.
coming.
Like I said,
It's coming. It's gonna be
it's
with
coming
you and
out.
inspire you one way or the other, but it's coming. And it's sad because there's some real conversations that need to be had, but there's some people that are doing some real piece of shit, stuff. And it shouldn't be that way. It's for the people, by the people, it's for the fans, by the fans. And you
But
can't hide behind
this
these
thing
little
that people
totals.
don't understand. We don't do this persona shit. Raider Man, Asylum, Savage, Puppet, Violator, all that. We don't do this for ourselves. We do this for the Raider Nation. We
But
do this
literally
for the
help
Raider.
create this shit though. And all the motherfucker that never had nothing to do with it is all the people that so called propagating it. And that's the thing that's sad, because it's putting out such a diluted version of what Raider Nation truly is. You got true talents like Raider Puppet. Raider Puppet created something that's awesome. And I really want, he shared some shit with me, so I can go in all his business, but I'm hoping to be able to work even with him on a lot of the shit that he got going, because I truly believe in what he doing to put together. And this is the same shit that I've been doing. You
Hey,
know what I mean?
I've been waiting to work with Puppet too. I haven't met him in person. I can't wait till I do.
I've been blessed. I've been blessed. I met him a few times. You know what I mean? And I stand by it. I only know him as far as I can throw him, but I consider him a real friend already. I consider a Puppet. I consider Puppet a brother, because we met on the rawest terms. We met like in the crucible of the fire. We met right in front of my mentor, because I wouldn't be doing this shit if it wasn't for Rob Howard. If it wasn't for the original Raider Rob, it ain't no. I mean, well, it is a Raider man. He met me as Raider man. But my point about it is, I knew nothing about sports talk radio. I didn't know sports talk radio existed. And because of sports talk radio and us creating the personas that we did and giving them all of the what they call content now, giving them all the shit that created entertainment that made other people want to join. And I'm that spirit. I'm the spirit that made everybody want to join.
No,
I'm the
unfortunately,
spirit that come around.
there's
You know what I
people
mean?
who
And
people
they're
that
taking
just
that shit away because they want to do this shit themselves. And it's just like, well, what the fuck are you doing? If you don't care about the people, you're not a good leader. And if you don't give a shit about the real product, you bogus. You selling Duff Gucci bags. You know what I'm saying? The real Raider Nation, the real black hole is right here in your fucking face. Motherfuckers are begging for opportunities and all kind of shit. And you got these motherfuckers they'll pipeline any motherfucker in from anywhere just to come serve you some shit. And you got the good people out here that's doing their best to get their shit on what they created on the platform. So you got to kiss these people ass and be they from what they call friends and shit. But your real friend, your real brother, your real family is over here struggling.
There's some people who forget where they came from.
Yeah. But see,
You know,
much of our point. Ththese motherfuckers ain't from here. That's my point.
I'm going to say one name who forgot where he came from. And if it wasn't for Raider Nation or the Black Hole, he wouldn't be who he is today as JT the Brick.
Well, alcohol stings if you got open cuts. But I'll say this, because I'm not wanting to run from statements. I appreciate you saying that. And I will pray. I'm going to just say it like this, because I wrestle with a lot of things that pertain to that platform, because I literally have sold out to help someone that I don't really even know. And I can honestly say that I don't know this person now because of what I'm experiencing or what I'm witnessing from, I guess, in a sense, trying to know, this person. But after like 25, 30 years of so-called knowing somebody or whatever, you know what I mean? I remember when, like, integrity was about a handshake and looking motherfucker in the face and speaking the truth and, you call a motherfucker back. You know what I'm saying? You claim, I don't know. I'm not going to go on all to it because it don't really matter. Mine to sound bitter because I've endeavored in ways that I'm not sure who else has. But I was warned and I didn't listen. And then when I got hurt, I'll just use that term. When I thought that shit was a certain way and I tried to act that way and I saw how shit really was, it told me a lot. And it's inspiring a lot of the way that I feel right now. So I'm speaking of that because even though it ain't just about that individual is inspiring that spirit. That individual is creating Bizarro Raider Man. And it's sad because motherfucker had nothing to do with creating it. I don't even know this motherfucker. I remember I used to go to the they used to call him what the hell was it called? It was back when the Ron and Don show. It was after the Ron and Don show, because then he came on. We went through a few different radio motherfuckers, and I took over the Ron. I got a cassette tape of that. Okay, oh, you think you can do this, Radio Man? You think you can handle this? You get your own segment. I was supposed to be on 15 minutes. I took over their show for 4 fucking hours. I got that shit on cassette. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, they've been holding me down like this since like 1998. I'm sorry if I sound like I'm bitching, whatever the fuck. But I'm documented. You know what I'm saying? Like Ray Rob would say, I got receipts. I was here, but I was always like the kid of the family. I'm like the baby brother. You know what I'm saying? Rob was like an older uncle or whatever. The kind of there you go, ticket 1050. Right on, Sav. You know, I've been through ticket 1050, the 95, 7. You know what I mean? I wrote fucking segments for these motherfuckers and produced their shows, and they don't have no fucking imagination. They don't do nothing. They just talk. But they swear they doing everything. It's like I got people that call me, oh, this motherfucker's so entitled. This motherfucker is such a piece of shit. He's an asshole. They call JT the prick.
I know some podcasts that are going on now that fucking feel that way.
Oh, dude, I get calls, man. That's the only reason why I had to say I appreciate you saying it, because I'm getting calls, and all I can tell him is I don't know the motherfucker. The motherfucker be on. I'm trying to listen to the show, and the motherfucker say something stupid like, I can give a crap what anybody think about me or some old shit or whatever. I'm like, man, listen, I'm not going no farther with this. All I'm going to say is humanity got to come back to human beings for the society to continue to be, a good place to be. And it's really unfortunate what's happening to Raider Nation and the black hole, because the people that's destroying it had nothing to do with building it. And well, they had nothing to do with creating it. I don't want to try to take people credit away, because a lot of them, they did have a lot to do with building it.
I think you
but
said
they're not
right.
using it. They're not using the superpower for good, and they're killing the people that built it.
They didn't help build it. They came in and are now riding coattails and trying to fucking go on shit. I'm gonna go. You said it right.
I can't argue with none of that.
They came in. They came partway wherever they came in.
But my thing about it is this, because I
know the whole history. Some of them think they know, but they don't even know the whole history.
But see, the sad part about it is to be, and I'm saying this because up until even the most recent, I've done my best to continue to listen. And, I stopped fighting so hard to be a part of, because I'm just not into being disrespected and shit. You know what I mean? Like, they got some old weird shit going or whatever, so I'm gonna let them do their thing. But I'm what you call a lifer now. I've been calling the fucking radio shows for 30 years now. You know what I'm saying? I got plaques for doing this shit. I'm known for doing it. I've done autographs for doing this shit. But I've never treated people. I've never treated people the way these assholes is acting. I never had to be some fucking prick. I don't understand where that comes from. But it bothers me because people look at me as if I'm close to him. And I'm thinking, and I'm gonna just say this. I think he's really particular on the people he chooses to hang out with. Because all of the people that might look like me, I guarantee you they was all an ex-football player or some podcaster or somebody that puts him in a better position. But I don't think he got, I got a black friend or, all that kind of shit. Because I've never been treated like a human being. I'll put it like this. I can appreciate tokens. Like, okay, you give me a beer, but you got a sponsorship by fucking beers. How much that beer really cost you, right? How many times I got to kiss your ass for a fucking beer? You know what I mean? Or you might gift a motherfucker a cigar, or whatever. but there's no substance. There's no relationship. There's no give a fuck about a human being. And then to hear the way that the shit is elaborated on open air, like you don't give a shit about people because you're talking down on people as if you're above them. You're talking about people as if they need to be at your beck and call, and you don't even return people phone calls. Not mine. I can't speak for nobody else, but when I try to be a human being, that's not reciprocated. So I'm gonna put that shit out there because, like I said, my truth is gonna be told. But considering the fact that, hey, right on, puppet, man, and that's my whole point. I I, I know I can claim super fan. Out of all of the fans, out of every single super fan that there is in the world right now, if you seeing this feed, raise your hand. You ever been shot in the chest? Because I don't know no more super than that. You know what I mean? It's not because I'm tough. This is a God say so thing. And that's why I believe God is saying that the people that's supposed to be in position, supposed to have the voices, are supposed to have the voices. And the people that's making the money and shit will one day realize they would have been making more money if they would have just let the shit go the way it's supposed to go. But they're trying to control shit. This problem that America got. And that's the illusion that I was making to the other week. It's got an eerie similarity to the way the society has been run for the past few hundred years. And at
That's because
some point, it's got to break.
there, puppet. That's the only reason why he looks better than us.
But that's the whole point, man. At some point, these people got to get the fuck off of it because they're killing Raider Nation. They're killing the black hole. And you can come up with a new branding, whatever, step a new, something else creative, get in your little room and, whatever. But when the OGs ain't even touching the shit and you don't care, you going to just keep pushing the shit out. That's a huge disconnect. And the fact that you don't feel like you need to talk to nobody, everybody doing their own thing. Now, I done heard motherfucker, I'm going to say this because you brought up the name, I done heard that individual sell this new shit that they're doing as the original Black Hole. I've heard him open air saying this shit.
Really?
This is the new. This is the original. I'm talking about like pick any motherfucker, any of the newest people, just the biggest radio sell shit ever. And it's like, I can't believe I should stop saying I can't believe it because I feel stupid saying that because somebody educated me to this shit a long time ago and I refuse to listen. Sorry, Rod. But, I've done my best to be who I am. I'm a diplomat. I give a fuck about the people. I got hope. God gave me faith. I really want to believe everything gonna turn around. I really want to believe everything is just gonna be okay. Keep going, keep going. I look up, I'm 51 fucking years old. I got shot in the chest. I was 27. I got shot in the chest probably about 3-4 months after I took Mike Sugarman into the black hole. The same individual that you mentioned, all on the radio. Oh yeah, Raider Man been shot. I'm going. Like you, my friend. Like you just came up to come see me out of nowhere. I'm not building your fucking show. I'm not endearing you to our fucking people. I got pictures of me walking them up, and I was asked take this motherfucker around the parking lot and shit because he don't feel comfortable everywhere. But he get on open air and try to pick out the lightest skin color friend he got to say, oh, he took me down into the depths and all. I mean, like literally trying to demoralize my name. And because he doing this shit on open air and there's sound bites of this shit, I don't say nothing. I just take it. For years, I've listened to it go from, oh, this is the motherfucker that you need in Vegas, his black hole royalty, Raider Nation royalty, all this shit, to now he don't even say where I come from. Raider Man in the Bay Area, whatever.
It's
And I'm
Richmond,
not
right?
going to keep taking people disrespect. You know what I mean? I got people that hit me up because they know me. They know when I'm feeling some kind of way. They know when my tone changes, shit like that. So motherfucker that hit me be like, hey, I'm going to hit you. We need to talk, shit like this. But none of the motherfucker that's pulling that bullshit.
Oh no, I got the
So
respect. Hey, here's of late. You and me got it been getting a little close. I hit you up all the time. We talk at least once a week.
that's what you call friendship, man. There's nothing to it but to do it.
What was it? Out of nowhere, all of a sudden, on Monday, you hit me up, and it was fucking, look, we got my guy. Da, 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 da. And then all of a sudden, the Josh Jacobs shit hits, and you're like, maybe I should have listened to you a little bit more.
Because it's conversation, it's fellowship. Like I actually give a fuck about you. You just happen to be where you at. You know, we
Yeah.
can't be together right away. That's supposed to mean something. You know what I mean? Like before, they used to have them endearing ass conversations, like them old AT&T commercials. You got the little kids running around and they get old and the phone ring like, "Hey, I knew it was you." Motherfucker don't even respect people that's like literally feeding these motherfuckers. I got two sons that was 10 years older than this motherfucking kids, and all I hear about this motherfucker bragging about all his kids got and all this old shit. My kids ain't got none of that. And I ain't never bitch about it. Had to coach them into doing their own life, do their own thing and all that kind of shit. But it kind of made Raider Man look like a little piece of shit where he come from. Cause for years, you talking about the influence that we got all over the world. You can go to London, Finland, Sweden, whatever. Think about this. What about all the brothers and sisters behind the walls? All of the people that ain't got nothing, they get their little time and they listen to these shows and they own their radio station because they out there. I had God rest his soul, I had a brother got murdered the month before I got shot in 2000. My mom only had two sons. So you can get to know a little bit about your friendly neighborhood. All y'all super fans and shit. Some of us live through some real life shit. It ain't got nothing to do with making nobody money. It's making y'all plenty. You know what I'm saying? But my point about it is all of this shit is going while y'all getting to know me, Raider Man, for doing all this shit. When I did the E60 thing, Black Hole Rob called me, "Hey man, Raider Man, I need to do the Raider Oath like you do and all this kind of shit." Do you know I found out that I look like a complete fucking sellout doing that? I had no fucking idea that shit was hurting the one motherfucker that brought me to the forefront to do this shit in the first place. I had no idea. I'm looking like a complete fucking sellout. And my gullible ass, not knowing, thinking I'm doing good shit. I feel like Paulie on fucking Rocky IV. I thought I was doing good business. But I'm talking about, you want to talk about a man having his fucking heart broke? When I saw the face of my mentor who coached me to start calling the radio stations to blow this shit up into what it is right now. Tell me, I can't believe you did that shit. We motherfucker having y'all and them conversations. Like, what the fuck is going on? And since that day on everything Asylum, I've been in that asylum. I've been a nutcase, fucking Van Helsing, chasing the demons that's killing my fucking name, killing my fucking people. And nobody ever say no names. Nobody ever confront the fucking beast. But you got all these brand new motherfuckers that's out here doing all this shit. But it's all good because it's free enterprise, it's free marketing. They just creative. So I'm building mine. And I'm going to have my original brand with the truth and all the rest of the shit that's coming with it. And I'm going to put it out there and we're going to see. As long as God keep me alive. So I'm saying this one for the record because I've said this one before. If something happened to me, somebody better do something about it. I'm doing what's dangerous. I'm swimming up the motherfucking stream. And I ain't scared.
Well, no, and when me and Sam started this shit, we had certain things. We turned around and said we don't care. Like right now, we got 6 people watching. We don't care if that number was 0. We doing this.
6 is a great number. 6 is a great number.
Well, this is what we want to do, and we know we wanted something that people could listen to at work. Because you know how many people at work listen to this fucking shit, right? It helps their day go by faster. Shit like that. That's what we want, and that's what, as of lately, I mean, I've shared numbers with you about our shows and shit like that.
Right.
You know, tomorrow we're gonna have people. Our numbers are gonna fucking get bigger only because people are gonna watch the shit, listen to what we have to say, and that's the platform.
And thank you, guys. I want to thank you guys. I want to stop on now. I want to butt in. I don't want to stop you, but I want to butt in on that because that goes back to what I was saying when we did the shameless plug at the beginning. I had a shitload of brand new followers on RaiderMan19.com with the Raider Man from Richmond podcast, and the fact that you and Sav put this platform together with everything that you've done over all these decades to help people like literally build, like tap into themselves. I think about some of the people that came up on the fucking Eyewitness show when I did the Black Hole Come to the Eyewitness 5. And you got the lady that's the lawyer and the doctor, and like people don't know who the fuck we are. But I've always been the one to go there and show you. And now they got none of that. They trying their best to create it and just throwing people out there, hey, you know, all this whole bullshit. And it makes us look stupid. And the fact that you can literally put a finger on the name of a motherfucker that's supposed to be representing, supposed to be riding and dying for you. Quick to be on that motherfucker talking all that shit. Oh, if it wasn't for this and it wasn't for that and all the rest of that kind of shit. But treating the motherfucker like a piece of shit though. Yeah, I'm saying it. And if I'm wrong, hit me. Ain't motherfucker ain't called me yet. So holla. Like I got a brother that tell me that holla, I holla back. I've been calling the motherfucker for 25 years that won't return a fucking phone call. Like I owe them my fucking time.
I feel there. I got people who I was close with, who no longer close with. Like I said, we hit you up last minute because of a situation, you know. And
but you know I'm gonna be there. You know when it's real Raider Nation, I'm on.
Every time we hit you up, it's hey, I know it's last minute, but could you be on the show today?
It's nothing.
You know, and you was like, oh, yeah, I'm
less
there.
than nothing.
You know,
shit.
I'm there. I mean, and shit, we've been on for 2.5 hours. I'm sure you got
because we are content. We don't have to make this shit up. And then the worst part about it, motherfucker not even putting in no energy to bring entertainment. Motherfucker act like motherfuckers supposed to just get on, just do the whoopsie do. Hey, come on, be Raider Nation. Show all my friends how special the fuck I am. Get the fuck out my face, man. I'm a grown ass motherfucking man. I'm a 51-year-old fucking grandfather.
Hey,
the fuck out of here, man.
Grandfather. I'm about to turn 47.
Motherfucker though. But see, that's what I'm saying. And then, see, I'm doing my best to watch my mouth with how I address this shit. But I want to make sure I drop this shit right on the motherfucking doorstep of where it fucking belongs. Because that's the problem with this fucking nation. And we are Raider Nation, and the motherfucker that's from the outside is bringing that bullshit inside. And while you motherfuckers are trying to be special to them, you're killing us. Dig on yourself. Now get to that. I'm off my soapbox with the bullshit. I walk through the fires. I know who I am. I know why I'm here. Now it's a duty. You got motherfuckers outright ripping off the motherfucking brands and all that kind of shit, and don't nobody speak up on shit. You got one motherfucker, and I didn't even know, because if I'd have known my dude was out there on the front line fighting like that shit, I'd have been marching right alongside of it. Shit, I found out motherfucker getting away from my ass too. He thought I was part of the problem.
Hey, I've seen shit stolen from other people. Straight up, I'm not going to say no names. I'm not going to go fucking that far. But I've seen ideas. I've seen merchandise. I've seen all kinds of shit stolen from other people.
These punk motherfuckers starting to crouch on Raider Man shit. I hear more battered and bruised than they little commentaries and shit. Motherfucker wouldn't give me the time of day talking about battered and bruised and all this old shit. Want real bad to play the Raider Oath, but they won't play it unless I call in. And then you know what's real crazy? The other shows, though, I haven't even done the later show. So much respect to the brother that's doing all the shit because he ended up being the boss and all that. I shook his hand. And I ain't got no ill will for him. I told him to his face, God bless you. I praise you, bless you for the opportunity you getting. But if you want my help, I ain't hard to find. And I think I can help you because I am Raider Nation. I said it like that because I was drunk, but I tried to circle back. Like, I ain't trying to be arrogant. I'm just trying to tell you, I helped create all this shit. I am the mouthpiece of this shit. But I was blown off. And still blown off to this day. They're like, motherfucker, I don't need to talk to you. I've heard people, motherfucker, this is my problem, because people call me. So you got people that's out there like, oh man, I call this person. I sent it into the program director. I told him you should get your own segment. I asked for this. And who the fuck is this motherfucker? Who is this? Motherfucker know exactly who the fuck I am. You quoting my shit on your show. You making reference to the shit that I do. Yeah, I know y'all talking about me off air because you know the person that you mentioned. That's all they do is talking into trying to make everybody a motherfucking best friend situation. It's like the word I call it subversive. It's the most subversive fucking attitude that you can possibly have. Completely entitled motherfucker. You said it, so I'm just repeating the words, but you're hitting it dead on the head. But it's like entitled to what? What really make a motherfucker more special than another motherfucker like that? And who are all the fucking assholes that's feeding that bullshit? Where in the fuck are the real people of Raider Nation? I call this shit out. I did this shit a few years ago at my boss thing. And God bless his shit. Fucking first Black Dave Monzo passed away. Then fucking Black Hole Rob passed away. Then fucking Grizz passed away. And it's just like nobody's paying fucking attention to the fact that it's a whole new regime since we use let's picture Raider Nation being run by Josh McDaniel. And I honestly believe by ushering that Josh McDaniels into this motherfucking team, I think that was almost like a litmus test to see just how strong Raider Nation really is. And they tried their best to brainwash that bullshit ass espionage. They finessed the fuck out of Mark Davis. And when he realized, you know what, Raider Nation is still alive. Thank God he had a damn life preserver and Coach AP in the locker room to be able to save him from that fucking subversive ass subterfuge. But I'm telling you, man, if we don't stand the fuck up and fight, we're going to lose our entire fucking tribe. They're going to kill our people. It's not going to be Raider Nation 3 years from now. They got a business model. They're trying to recreate all our shit. And the one motherfucker that I helped all these damn decades, you can't even play the fucking Raider Oath, but you playing this, the motherfucker that produced the Raider Oath music every fucking day on your show. Come on, man.
And then you got little shows like us who would put the Raider Oath prominent. I mean, we start the show every fucking week with the Raider Oath.
And dig this. I've been calling his show, though. I still call. I called all the way up until, I don't know, maybe right before Super Bowl, you know. Because now I'm at a point where they don't respect me no way. So it's good. You know, I dig it for what it is. But, you know, just like I alluded to earlier, I made a phone call. I left my message, and that's where it's at. If motherfucker don't hit me back, then we just ain't talk. We ain't got no conversation for each other. I did on some real life shit. Fuck that radio station. I ain't getting shit out of it no way.
We come from a generation where your word actually means something. When you say something and give your word,
motherfucker got no integrity, man. But on the radio talking all that bullshit, they're just like, man, that's bullshit, bro. And the fact that motherfuckers and all, I'm gonna stop because I've tried my best to be cool. I've done my best to keep supporting, even though I know what the fucking really is. I'm talking on a level where I'm talking to people that I ain't even really got no business to be talking to. But I'm trying to dig this fucking worm out. Literal Van Helsing shit. I done sat down and had dinners across the table from a motherfucker that looked me right in my fucking face, tell me that I ain't got no shot. Ain't no opportunities for me. You brought your fucking ass all the way out here from butt fuck somewhere else, and you trying to talk down on me because you got a bunch of phone numbers and you know this person, know this person. I know Raider Nation, sir. I know the people. So at best, you got 32 motherfuckers' phone numbers, but you don't really know them people. I know these people, and some of them are real people. So the business people, at a certain point, that shit gonna get real tight. Yep. I ain't even threatened because I ain't about taking no money out of nobody's mouth. I've been fired from my fucking job. I went to school, got a degree with motherfucking honors, got fired at will for no fucking reason. But the people that know I'm dealing with all this shit, and I'm spending money, bringing my ass to fucking Vegas, selling all this bullshit the fuck they doing. And they ain't even got the common decency to even return my fucking phone call. Family, brothers, and
I want to say thank you to Puppet right here. You know, you don't understand how much this statement here, this show is Raider Nation. I mean, that's love right there.
Real talk, Puppet, man. I love you, man. Appreciate that, brother. And Puppet, no, this is the same conversation we was having that night. We was out in the fucking parking lot. That was my first time even coming to Vegas. That was the first time I ever been to Vegas in my life. I drove to Vegas in my fucking wife's car by myself on my birthday. My birthday is January 1st. I endeavored motherfucking New Year's Eve traffic. That whole last 5 miles in that long ass line of red fucking cars look like I'm part of a damn Christmas light stream. I battled all that shit, brought my ass to Vegas. They had no fucking idea where I was. I touched down on the ground, and the motherfucker that was begging me and bugging my ass, hey, when you gonna get here? I got videos. I got video text of this shit. I'm bringing all this shit out. Hey, when you gonna be here? When you coming? I'm under my fucking car. I sent them a fucking video for me under the car because I'm changing my fucking brakes. I'm gonna be there as soon as I can. I gotta change my brakes and try to get some sleep. I never even been to Vegas before. I don't know where the fuck I'm going. Don't give a fuck about me though. Oh, I'm ready to I'm finna watch. Let a motherfucker don't call me. I'm not calling. Let a motherfucker don't call me.
Change mine to Jim Beam and I'm there with you. I can't do tequila.
Watch. We're gonna get Jim Beam honey. We're gonna have some fun with this shit, the orange one. Fuck that. We're gonna have some fun.
Hey, I can do honey. Like I said, I'm gonna introduce Raider Nation to my pickle juice. Everyone talks shit about it until they try Asylum's pickle juice.
I'm
Once they
ready.
try the pickle juice, it's downhill from there. Trust me.
I'm
And I
ready.
want
I'm
to
ready to get on that slippery slope.
we do play the Raider Oath like it's the Raider national anthem.
As well it should be. And God bless it. That's been I've only ever gotten compliments, and I feel proud of saying this. But I've had I'm not gonna throw no names, but I've had a myriad of prominent announcer people that have told me that my Raider Oath can literally fairly be synonymous with John Facenda's Autumn Wind. And I'll never try to supplant. I'll never try to supplant the auto win. That's the basic. If you notice, the whole cadence of the Raider Oath is synonymous with the autumn win. It's intended. What we were trying to do, what Stoner Dude's idea was, is the Raider Oath was a like a preamble. It was created to be like a preamble for the Raider Head till I'm dead album. It's literally supposed to be that Raider Pledge of Allegiance, the Raider Oath. That was the name I created and all that shit. But this was the brain trust. This was the thinking. It came from a bunch of different ideas. It came out of me. I recited the motherfucker. They kicked us out the room. He produced the motherfucker. We came back in and celebrated. It was literally just how they did the Black Hole name. Everything we created was organic and germane, just like that. Where do these fucking assholes come in from outside think they can just take that shit from us? What the fuck is that? And who the fuck are the people that's supporting that cause? Dig on yourself, man. It's a new day. I feel bad. I almost feel like I had a fucking head in the hole, but I was dealing with real life shit. You know what I'm saying? I don't put all my personals out there, but you know what I'm saying? When I get my book done, like Violator did, you know what I'm saying? My brother, my mentor, Ray the Rob, got his book coming. I don't know the name of it, but I want to make sure I'm giving him props and shit because, you know what I'm saying? We got to look out for each other, man.
When he comes out with it, we're promoting on this show. I feel bad for the new Raider Nation coming in because they're being what's the word I'm looking for?
Brainwashed.
Well, brainwashed could be part of it, but they're not being shown the real Raider Nation where it starts. You know, if you don't learn your history, you don't know shit.
You doomed to repeat a fucked up past. And I've been doing my best, and I want to say this on your platform now, because I'm getting it out there, you know, all the fucking riffraff thieves and shit. But the people that know. I've been working through Sister Addie Luna and Timmy for the kids program that they throw with Mob Boss's Raider Nation Explosion. They blessed me a couple of years ago, last year in particularly, to start calling the kids function the next generation celebration. You know, it's our kids and all that kind of stuff, but I think it's important that we get a broader sweep of our true people enveloped in our fishing net. Because once if we isolate the kids, it's almost like we cutting off a whole demographic there because we got preteens, all kind. We need Raider Nation back, and so to get the real people, to get the right people, I'm throwing. Pardon me for going biblical here. I'm throwing the net on the other side of the boat. We doing this wrong.
No,
So
and we are. I'm sorry. I mean, people don't understand. I was born in Vegas. Vegas is my home. Vegas is my home. And when I found out the Raiders were going to Vegas, it was how do I put this? It was that double-edged sword.
Yeah.
My home team getting my hometown getting my home team was nice, but I didn't want them leaving Oakland. Okay.
Right. Yeah, weird.
It was one of those things. I was hurt when they were going to leave. I even said I'd rather be Vegas than LA. Okay, and we already did LA. We own LA. I know. But
I might still have that T-shirt. I never say LA. We got shouts out to all my LA brothers. SoCal, man. It was a painful time.
I got one thing that says LA Raiders. One thing. Okay.
I don't think I do. I literally went through a phase where I couldn't even look at anything that said Los Angeles. I went through I think I had my first bout of defeat. That was the first time I had ever faced denial. I had my first cousin was a punk ass 49er fan, and he would tell, yeah, they gonna leave. Yeah, they ain't going nowhere. They ain't gonna never leave. If they go to Saskatchewan, I'm going with them.
Nothing says it perfect here. It's all about the education. And that's why we do what we do, is we want to educate the future The
The
kids.
next generation, man, it's about the next generation of Raider Nation. And this business model is going to kill it for these
Yep.
kids. You
I
selfish sons of bitches, you greedy sons of bitches, whoever you are, if you're making money on Black Hole or Raider Nation and you don't really know anybody that created the Black Hole or Raider Nation or has something to do with it, and you're not looking to put them on to like Asylum and fucking Savage to make sure that you got the thing germane to the main vein, you part of the problem. You part of the fucking problem. And I'm sure Raider Rob spent decades doing this shit or whatever, but we different temperaments, we different personalities. So prayerfully, my vibe will come off different. I don't know. Maybe he softened up the fucking boat for me or something, or whatever. But man, I'm telling you, if people don't stand up now, by the time, and I ain't wishing death on myself, but God take me away, y'all fuck, because you ain't gonna have nobody to tell you nothing, because ain't nobody gonna know shit.
well, no, that's not completely true. You'll have people like us.
Well, no, I'm talking about like not to take it away from
You
you, but
know,
I'm talking about like what the mayor's saying in do the right thing. Those that know won't tell, and those that'll tell don't know, and that's
and,
what's happening. Our
no,
generation,
and you're 100% right on that. But there's still some people like us here on this show who know, and we're talking. And
yeah,
if
yeah,
this,
got to fight back. Somebody got to fucking fight. That's why I wanted to
it,
shout out to the mob boss and some of the other people, because it's still some people that's willing to stand the fuck up and do something about it. Because Mob called me, he just was like, that was the first time I had even met him. He called me kind of out of nowhere, and I only really took it because he said that he reached out to Rob. I think this is right around the time that I met Puppet, as a matter of fact. It's crazy. All this shit came together. But, you know, um, basically, long story short, Rob wasn't ready to go out there. But I felt like it was a duty. I had to go. And I mean, I'm talking about my boss and this queen. They blessed us. They put me, my wife, my baby up, treated us like freaking royalty, man. I mean, I'm talking about I get on there just to share the Raider Oath and a little bit of testimony of history or whatever, just about the Black Hole original. You know me, I'm always planting a seed for the next generation because I want them to know that this is about us. It's for us, by us. The real spirits is gonna pick that up and run with it. You know what I mean? The fucking degenerates, man, that shit ain't gonna last. They got a little bit powerful behind their money, but that shit ain't gonna last. You know what I'm saying? The real people gonna stand up. Raider Nation is real, and they gonna find that shit out the hard way. There's gonna be a bunch of motherfuckers with egg on their face that talked all that bullshit, and then they gonna look like an absolute piece of fucking shit when the truth come out. And they got an opportunity to get shit right now, but you know, God give people opportunity to be wrong if they want to. So I'm going with that. But I'm gonna tell my truth. I'm gonna tell my truth, and the next generation of Raider Nation gotta have that. That's the only way that we can be Raider Nation. Right now, they are killing our brand, and it's sad. Was I don't want to go into all that, but
I completely
I'm gonna
agree
just
with
say
you.
it's the things could be very, very much different if men just be fucking men and have a conversation. But you got too much of this new society, this new generation with the haves and shit, and they trying to create the haves and the have-nots, and they want to get rich off of somebody else's fucking work. And it's just sad because don't you got a lot of really, really good people in Raider Nation, and don't nobody want to be carrying that fucking energy. So most people just disassociate themselves from it. And so what's happening is nobody speak up on it, and then you got a whole new generation of Raider Nation that's being created. And that's why I had to start calling. I went out
I
there for my friend. My friend asked me to do something. I didn't know these motherfuckers was gonna take the shit to start fucking it up.
No, I agree with you on that. And I think this is a good note to end on. Otherwise, we're going to go forever. So
Hey, didn't we say that shit at the beginning?
we said in the beginning, and we still went on forever. I'm telling you, I'm sure we could do a Mitchell Ranch to do a 24-hour show.
Hey,
But
that's the bright side of telling the truth all the time. We ain't making up nothing.
that's true. So I think it's a good spot to end it. We're going to end this show like we always do with the word from Raider Mill, or for some people, such as Savage and shit, Coach Wallace. We're gonna go out like we always do. Thank you for coming on, and
Appreciate
helping
you
with the
guys,
show.
man. Hey, I love you, Raider Nation, and to the real black hole, to the new black hole, well, whatever, to everybody. Black hole, Raider Nation, if it's real to your heart, be real to this word. We can beat where we are right now, and we are better people. Get the greedy shit out of here. That's not what it's created for. It's money for everybody. Let's create shut the fuck up money together. We better together, man. Raider Nation for life.
Raider Nation for life. Like I said, we're gonna go out. I can't wait to have you on again. I'll
Appreciate
talk to
that,
you
brother.
later.
Honored to
Love
be
you
here.
all.
Shout out,
Love
Savage
Raider
friend.
Nation.
Everything going well. Tell everybody I'm praying with you and for you. And I love you guys. I'm for real.
I'm gonna go out one time. I know you're gonna do what needs to be done. Raiders.
Raiders. Ha, cha, cha, cha.
All you other NFL teams, your tailgates are weak, your teams are weak. We might be down right now, but it doesn't take away the history. And all you Raiders out there need to know your fucking history of who the fuck you playing for and where the fuck you're playing. Damn it. Oh, and by the way, I won my last cage fight again. I'm still undefeated. And you NFL motherfuckers out there that you think you want some, come on and get some anytime.